Like that. Look, I'm not gonna say you're wrong because I don't know the difference. But just using my common sense, it sounds like you should raise something that's more important.
Yes. I will say, whatever they're doing, like, it's definitely deserving of celebration. Like,
yes,
this team getting to the Final Four,
Wait,
FAU getting to the Final Four.
They're raising tonight. It says Final Four banner to be raised. So they're
almost, I think they're almost treating that like a championship, which they won the championship of their bracket.
Right.
Final Four is special, though. Like, you get a trophy.
But here's the deal.
Cut down the nets.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. You don't win. You win something when you cut down the nets.
Right. It's a special thing. The Final Four is one of those things where it's like,
especially when
it's almost as special as winning the championship is getting to the Final Four.
You know what I'm wondering, because FAU is going to do the same thing, but I'm guessing their arena isn't as big. So how much of a big deal could it be? You know what I'm saying?
I know they were. Well, it was funny when I went to Heat Camp this year. They were doing a lot of I don't think they were necessarily making it bigger, but they were renovating it. They were making it look pretty.
I'll be there in December because Fonz graduates.
Oh, all
right.
Yeah. They were doing some renovations there. It's a beautiful facility, though.
The campus is amazing. It's just stuck in the middle of traffic central.
Yeah.
Because if you get off 95 and make that right and head to FAU, it might take you an hour.
It's a long one.
Yes. Right. And it's only a mile.
Both of them, but FAU and University of Miami basketball, because you got that US one.
Miami, no.
Forget
Miami
it.
is no chance.
Forget it, dude.
I gave up on that. Look, if I'm ever going to anything in Miami, I just go drive there yesterday and take a nap.
You're better off just getting one of those, those scan mopeds and like getting down, finding like a ramp to park under.
Can I just say this? I'm about fed up with mopeds on the street.
Really? Because of the Door Dashers?
No, because of the speed in which they can travel. So traffic will get backed up because somebody's in front going, ee. Here's the deal. If you drive a vehicle that cannot change gears, we gonna have a problem.
Well, dude, I'll tell you the thing. You know, it killed me when I was in New York for my buddy's wedding. You know, New York is it's a different place, obviously.
Like, there's a lot of people that never drive there.
You have to have an ecosystem of respecting pedestrian traffic. Pedestrians down here, we don't respect lights. You know, we're walking through. We're jaywalking.
It's like playing Frogger in South Florida.
In New York, there has to be an economy where, like, there has to be an ecosystem working together where people are walking when you're allowed to walk, because the cars are squeaking by. I mean, it takes 40 minutes to get 2 miles in New York. It's ridiculous. But they have all these bike paths in New York, right?
Right.
Which were obviously put up when technology was not what it is. Because let me tell you something, dude. These bicycles are all now souped up with motors, and these people are zooming by with their Uber Eats, and these guys got time to make, and they do not stop. They do not care about lights. They do not care about bodies. I was like, the most dangerous thing in New York. Forget muggers, forget traffic, about cars, forget getting lost. These dudes, these food delivery dudes on the bikes with the little motors, whoo, they were, I was like, I almost got taken out by like 4 of them. It was crazy. And I mean, the traffic, vroom, vroom, vroom. I was blown away by it. And they're silent too. There's not like, they're little electric. So it's like little Teslas going by. You don't even hear it.
Yeah.
Scary. Anyway, Panthers, by the way, Canes game tonight. That is on AM 790 WAXY. So that is where you guys can listen to the Canes. And then Florida Panthers, they are home tonight, hosting the Carolina Hurricanes at 7. That is on 560 WQAM. Last night, how much football did you watch, Leroy?
Here's what happens, and it sucks because when I'm in my jacuzzi, right? If I want to watch NFL football on Prime, that requires an additional remote.
Yep.
Because I got to switch source.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I started watching this Virginia Louisville game because Louisville, the Canes have to play Louisville.
That was good.
And I wanted to see, okay, what was the big hullabaloo about Louisville? And they play some old school, run the football, defense. It is a very slow game, right? And so I watched that, and it was actually a pretty good game. It was actually a pretty good game. So
Virginia
I
was
don't
getting
know
in the business early on.
Virginia. Well, because here's the thing: it's a classic.
Virginia's the feistiest 7-8 team ever.
2-8 team.
Yeah, the feistiest 2-8 team I've ever seen. Like they're always in it with everybody.
Right, but here's the deal: is that it's definitely a battle of two different, thoughts. Right, one team wants to run it, play it close to the vest, and whatever. And Virginia is hurry up offense, trying to make big plays or whatever. And that quarterback, that Calendar, I think his name is, he gonna be good. Because he can play.
Yeah, Virginia. You go to their results. It's like the most hilarious thing because it's all losses except for beating William and Mary and the Tar Heels, who are a top 10 team.
Right.
Like that's so weird. And they're and since they've gotten to conference play, every game's like within a score.
Right. That's the crazy thing. So they are, unlike Miami, they could literally say we are a player or two from being 7-2 instead of 8-2 instead of 2-8.
Yeah. Well, Miami actually could say that too. I mean, they literally are a play away from being.
No, but it wasn't from. They lost a game because it had nothing to do with play.
For buffoonery.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Tomfoolery. So
Canes tomorrow, 3:30 kickoff against Florida State, by the way.
Big game. Got another big one at 12. So I'm gonna be locked in all day. Especially when the game is gonna be playing, but ain't nobody gonna be talking about that damn game.
Everyone's gonna be talking about Connor Stallions.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is Urban Meyer on? Because is that a Fox game that you're watching?
Ooh.
I don't know. Big Ten is Big Ten Fox.
Yeah, they usually do.
Usually.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Because I'm gonna be curious, because they're gonna.
What is he gonna say?
Yeah, what's old Herb gonna say? Yeah, it is on Fox.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to see that. And a Juice, OJ McDuffie. Just send me a text. I'll send you my address, or just use the same one that you used last year, and I'll pile up the Snapple lemonades on top of the other ones that I have from you. And don't get salty. Oh, he got mad at me last. Ooh, he got mad. Yeah, because I called this quarterback garbage. And he said, "You watch 3 minutes of Penn State football, and you go." I'm like, "Hey, man, hey, you do the strong."
Saying what I see, baby.
Yeah. So it should be a good game because, we're playing there, and they're a good football team, but they were saying like Michigan's gonna have like 15 guys drafted, right? And sometimes that wins games more than anything else. The level of talent that you have.
For sure. We'll take a quick break here on the show. We are streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQM. Got one more 4-pack of tickets to Blizzard Beach to give away today.
Ice Tray will be there.
Listen, dude. We got to get into these Hawks, okay? Something happened with them that is inexplicable. So we'll get to that and plenty more to get to. Lots of shenanigans here on a Friday. Back after this.
WQ
Miami Dolphins, of course, off this week.
We all need a damn break.
I don't know. I kind of miss them. I'll be petty watching though. I got all my petty watches and petty watching notes for the weekend.
Give me your petty watch. What's your petty watch games?
Right off the bat, I'm going to be watching from Germany, Colts versus Patriots, because I'm going to see if this is going to be the last coaching game, the last game of Bill Belichick's Patriots career.
Really?
We'll see.
No chance.
I don't know. Why would that be out there, Leroy?
I know, but that just sounds like ingrates, doesn't it?
It definitely does. I don't disagree with your point, but that I think this is I'm telling you, man, I think this is one of those things where like Boston is a crazed market. I think Robert Kraft maybe a little, I don't know. Maybe he's a little tired of his old ass. I don't know. Frosty feelings. It's happened. We've seen it. We saw it with Pat Riley D. Wade. That got frosty.
Yeah.
Crazy things happen in sports.
All right.
So that's my start. That's the start of my petty watch. I'm gonna tune into a little Chargers. I always like petty watching Justin Herbert. He's taking on the Lions though. I don't know really where to go on that because it's like Lions, Chargers, good game. Do want the Chargers to be good because then it's like, oh, well, that was a good win for the Dolphins because that was one of the best games of the year. That game was awesome, that Dolphins-Chargers game.
Yeah, but see, here's what we do, and I hate this. You come up with how good a team is going to be before the season, right? Oh, so-and-so's a playoff team. So-and-so's knowing all the rules that probably a third of the playoff teams don't return, right? A third or a quarter of the teams don't return to the playoffs.
Yep.
But we still go into the season hyping these games up like playoff teams or whatever, right? Then when they're not and they struggle, we all know this is going to happen, then it discredits your win. And that's really not fair to see. One, when the season started and the Dolphins had to play the Chargers, it was a big deal.
Of course.
And now we're going to look back and say, wasn't that big of a deal?
Because Chargers,
they sucked.
It's not the Dolphins' fault. The Chargers
Right.
And the Chargers have been fine. Like they even things up, which is like if they win, then I guess they'll have a winning record. We could, take it.
But
take
still, the damage is pretty much already done. They've already discredited the Dolphins.
Although we got some big news from Barry Jackson yesterday.
Achane's coming back.
Better. Well, okay, that's strong. Not better.
Robert Hunt?
Nope.
Nope.
Next game?
Yeah.
Kevin Harlan's back. Love some Kevin Harlan on the call, dude.
Right, I got you.
Every time Kevin Harlan's on, it is a game, dude. Every single time. So now business is picked up for the Miami Dolphins. If old KH is in the booth,
right.
things are going to be exciting. Things will be exciting. I don't know about Achane. What do you think about this though with Achane? Right, like this Dolphins. Typically, Mike McDaniel's pretty cautious, right? He's pretty cautious with injuries. It's been nice. They've gotten some reinforcements,
right?
But with a young, I was curious about this with a young guy. They usually say young guys like heal better or quicker, but like, don't you want to be super duper sure with him with a knee?
It depends on what the injury was. You see what I'm saying? And here's the deal. Like, just because you come back doesn't necessarily mean you're ready to play. It just means you're on track to play. So they're going to be able to monitor him on a daily basis to see, where he is, and then see how he responds from a full day's work. Now you got a bye week, so who's to say they don't, give him a stiff workout before the end of the week to see where he is, So although I do believe they'll be cautious with him, I do think there's certain things and certain levels that he could reach to where even they'll say, okay, he's ready.
Right. I was just looking at it from the standpoint of like, all right, Mostert's good. He's been good.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that he's like.
But I
super
think
good.
they're thinking the same thing too. But if you can play, you can play, and that's the whole thing. Nobody thought Jalen Rams was going to come back,
No.
and then even then they say, "Oh, is he going to be limited?" And they like, "No, we went through the whole process. If he can play, he can play."
Yeah, the last was on at Mike McDaniel spoke a couple days ago. He said that he's had no setbacks, and
So
is
that's the thing. That means that every step they took to increase his load of what he can handle or not, he hasn't been sore the next day to where they had to back away.
He was amazing. I couldn't believe. Like I was like, we knew he was gonna be fast. I thought he'd have a couple cute plays, but I didn't think he was gonna be this. I can't wait to see him back in action.
Mm-hmm.
He was amazing. Every time he touched the damn ball.
Now, I will say this. As an offense, they have to find better and more creative ways to get the ball outside, because the outside runs that they've been running as of late, the teams have picked up on. So I would be inclined to say this is what you're going to see when we come back. You're going to see that guy loop around and then run the toss action, and then they're going to run it up the middle because the defense will widen out to try to stop that outside run, and it creates room in the middle. And this is like the cat mouse game you play with the run game, the pass game, whatever. It's like, oh, this guy's jumping this route, double move. They do that on the outside. So, yeah, I think that's something they have to do, not just for Achane, but for the run game in general. You got to find more creative ways to get the ball where you want it.
I guess his Crowder's better on Twitch says, to Harlan, every game is the biggest game of blank team's season, just like Tobin for the players. That's the thing that's great about him. Like they've been saying this about like Al Michaels. Oh, he doesn't have the enthusiasm he used to, which of course he doesn't. He's 100. But Kevin Harlan, I don't care what it is. He's going to treat everything as like it's the greatest, even if it's a streaker on the field. Like he just brings that kind of excitement.
But if it's your team, you appreciate that.
Oh, hell yes.
Like if I'm watching Giants versus Dallas, not so much. But if I'm watching Dolphins versus Jets or Dolphins versus New England, absolutely.
Yeah, he and I'm sure like he's got to love a team like the Dolphins because they're full of electric plays.
Right.
Stun Steve says they keep giving Al Michaels bleep games. That's true. They tried spicing it up with a Kelsey last night. That didn't work. Although I heard he was entertaining. I didn't watch the game last night.
I would imagine they do have pretty good personalities. So
yeah,
I'm sure I'm not gonna,
I'm sure that he was
trash him.
I'm sure that he was fine. Look, you can only do so much to Bears Panthers. It's Bears Panthers.
Pretty much. Although somebody made an interesting point to me, and I wish I had picked them, but I would have lost.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, if the Bears have more incentive to win, because that pushes the pick that they have up higher.
Because they have Carolina's pick.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Do they have the top 2 picks?
Who?
The Bears.
No, not as no. They got. I know they have. Somebody's won and who only has one win?
The Panthers.
I think they have the Panthers, and then they're sitting like 3rd or 4th right now, something like that. I didn't look at.
They're gonna have 2 top 10 picks, or at the worst,
Justin Fields. Right
I guess
now.
the Cardinals. Cardinals are tops right now.
Wait, what do you do? Because there is a bunch of situations where either quarterbacks are getting paid, or they haven't been that good, and you drafted them really high. And when you look at a situation like Justin Fields, when you look at a situation like Bryce Young, you look at these 2 teams and you go, the team is terrible.
Right.
The answer can't be to get rid of your quarterback.
I would imagine the Bears are going to get rid of Justin Fields.
Did you see Bryce Young last night? Literally set, hut. And I mean, he was done.
And he's tiny. And like the thing with Bryce, I thought when the Dolphins played, I'm like, I think that guy's kind of good. Now it doesn't help that CJ Stroud is amazing. That's he's going
What he
through
is doing as a rookie is unbelievable, because the one thing that he's doing that's just unheard of is he's not throwing picks.
Yeah.
You look at all the quarterbacks that come into this league, their first couple of years, they're turnover machines.
He's going through, Bryce Young's going through right now exactly what Tua went through with Justin Herbert, because Justin Herbert came out, he had a monster rookie year. Monster rookie year, and everybody was ready to call that fight.
Right. So far, CJ Stroud has been great, but half a rookie season does not make a career. So let's,
Yeah, but here's the deal. It's not that he's having a great year. It's how he's having it and with who.
We'll take a quick break. We're gonna talk a little Heat. We got the some updates on Tyler Herro's injury. We'll talk about it with our guy Wes Goldberg from Locked On Heat. He's going to stop by the show, and we will talk some Tyler Herro and the Miami Heat's weekend coming on up against Trae Young and Victor Wembanyama. That's next. with you, 560 WQAM. We will take you up until 2 o'clock today on a Friday. Miami Heat, they'll be back in action tomorrow against the Atlanta Hawks, who I got to get to what the hell they're doing on social media. It is strange. But obviously with the Miami Heat, we got to talk about the injury to Tyler Herro, which was very unfortunate to happen in their last win against the Memphis Grizzlies. So let us go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. We talk Heat. We love talking to our guy, Wes Goldberg from Locked On Heat. Does a fantastic job on all of our podcast platforms. Go watch him and Dave Vermeil. They recap every game. They do shows all throughout the week, recapping to the news. They do a fantastic show. Go check them on out. Wes, what's going on, man? How are you?
Wes.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, man. Let's start off with the big news. Tyler Herro goes down with that really unfortunate ankle injury. First off, just what type of blow do you think this is going to be for Miami? Because he was off to a really, really great start, and coming off that awful thing that happened to him in the playoffs with the broken hand, now he has this fluke thing where he lands on Jaren Jackson. Your reaction to it and what this means for the Heat?
Well, my first reaction to it was, wow, thank goodness it's only 2 weeks, because I thought that email could have easily said Tyler Herro out for the rest of the season with season-ending ankle surgery. That thing bent in a full 90-degree angle. Yeah, Leroy,
it looked awful.
And then his reaction afterwards, kind of looking at the bench saying, I'm done. You can read his lips. And I'm like, I'm done for the game or I'm done forever? Like, it was like, you didn't know.
Right.
So the first response is, okay, 2 weeks. That basically, like, exactly 2 weeks. And these things are never exactly 2 weeks in terms of the reevaluation date, but that would take you to Thanksgiving, right? And so that's basically the whole road trip that the Heat are dealing with right now. 8 of the next 9 are on the road. So for this stretch, they're going to basically be without Tyler Herro. He could be back by the end of the month or maybe early December if all things go well, but it is still a big hole that they need to fill. He was their leading scorer before the early exit on Wednesday, was averaging north of 25 points per game. He is Miami's offense, and I don't think that that's too much of a stretch right now, especially with Jimmy Butler kind of getting off to this slow start. Just a couple of stats for you guys. Miami's offensive rating with Tyler Herro, 111.2. That would rank 15th in the NBA. Not bad, and probably Miami's like goal this year. They're probably an average offense at best. Without Tyler Herro, an offensive rating of 96. That's dead last, not just this season, but basically would be the worst offensive rating since basically 2016. It's that bad without Tyler Herro. There is a lot of work to do.
Tobin wanted to trade him. Jeez.
Hey, man. I apologized to him, and I said he was better than Damian Lillard like 3 days ago. Jesus. It is fair, though. Now, for the Heat, what do you do in this situation, man? Like, we've seen some great stuff from Jaime Jaquez. What do you do in that starting lineup? Do you think they go with the young kid? Do you think that it's Jay Rich? Duncan Robinson's been playing pretty nice, but I don't know if you want to take him off that second unit. What would you do as far as starting these games out for Miami with him out?
I think Spo already told us. He started Duncan Robinson in the third quarter after Herro left. I think he's going to continue to start Duncan Robinson. Don't overthink it. We already saw this formula in the playoffs last year. Tyler Herro goes down, put your best shooter in the starting lineup. Last year it was Max Strus. Now it's going to be Duncan Robinson. But you need Duncan Robinson to take shots. You need Kyle Lowry to take shots.
Right.
You just need – and I don't even care if they make the shots. They just – like, taking the shots is the most important thing right now, especially from three-point range. One more stat for you guys. Like, Tyler Herro, 61 three-point attempts this year. The Heat have taken 257 total threes. That's almost 24% of Miami's total three-point attempts this year. They just got to get them up. And then you just kind of like worry about making them later. So I think they'll just go ahead and start Duncan because they need that three-point shooting.
One of the things that like I've just been like floored about is the fact that Duncan Robinson is trying so hard to get us to see how he's improved his bag, and we just want him to shoot threes. I mean, like, how he's going to get away from that and realize that I am the only three-point shooter here. I got to shoot the threes.
So I'm with you. I've actually been saying on our show, like, hey, this is cool that you can make layups now, and I'm glad we're having a good
You ain't
time
here for
showing
layups,
off.
dude.
But take the 3-pointers. Take the 3-pointers. They're worth one more point than the layups. Do that. And now, though, with Herro out, they need that multi-level scoring, right? And so now I'm like, let the Bronco buck. Go off the leash, dude. Go for it. Have
Right.
fun, man. This is the time for Duncan to show off.
When are like this seems like one of those years where the Heat are going to have to depend on young players, and they never really like to do it. When is Yovi going to get his run?
Now would be a really good time. Again, the thing about Tyler Herro, and some people criticize him for this, he's not shy to shoot. The shot selection could be iffy at times. I've never really cared about it. Like I said, I like guys that just do stuff. And I think doing stuff is a really underrated basketball skill.
I see why you and Tobin get along.
I like it.
Nico, for better or worse, will do stuff. He will just do stuff. And I think the Heat have a shortage of guys who do stuff, of stuff doing, right?
Yeah.
And so Nico will just go out there and he will not be shy to shoot. He will not be shy to do stuff in transition and run the break and just create some offense. So I think it's going to be more of a break glass in case of emergency option for Eric Spoelstra. But if things go south and this offense gets really stuck in the mud, I could see him putting Jovic out there for a few minutes. And there's ways to figure out the rotation because, you know, you're losing a backcourt guy in Herro. Do you want to start basically a front court, give a front court guy more minutes? It's kind of hard to do that with the current rotation, but there's ways to go about it.
Just kind of a big picture question so far, Wes, with this season. What do you make of Jimmy Butler's year so far?
I don't know what kind of oral dental surgery he had in the preseason, but if he had some like laughing gas, I think he might have still been feeling the effects of that for the first week or so. He just looked slow out there.
Right.
Yeah, just super slow. And this isn't normal. And I think a lot of people kind of attribute like a coasting in the regular season to Jimmy Butler before he ramps it up in the playoffs. But he usually starts regular seasons off pretty well. Like he was averaging 22 points on 50% shooting through the first week and a half of last season. And this year it's been the opposite of that. His usage rate is at a low since he joined the Miami Heat. Like he's just a bystander in this offense. Not playing in the preseason, I think, hurt him. I think he probably made a mistake there, and so did the Heat. He needed to get at least a game in there to get his legs under him. But now he's starting to round into form, and I think we're seeing that happen here. I don't think that the Heat were better because Tyler Herro was out in the playoffs last year, but I think a positive from that was it sort of cleaned up the pecking order and it sort of forced Jimmy Butler to just do more and keep the ball in his hands and run the show. And I think we might be going in that direction here. I think we all have a tendency to be like, okay, next man up when a starter goes down. I understand why teams want to say that, right? And I get it. And there is a certain amount of truth to it, but it's really kind of top down. You need more of a trickle down effect for those next men up to really step up in a meaningful way. Asking guys who are worse than the player who got hurt to do what the player that got hurt does is not a good strategy. You actually need your best players, Jimmy Butler in this instance, to just do more. That's what star players do. Does Jimmy Butler want to take on that kind of load at this point in the season? Probably not, but he doesn't really have a choice.
I'm curious, is this the Kyle Lowry we're going to see until Tyler gets back? Because he seems to have probably the best awareness on the team as far as what is needed. He takes very timely threes. He knows when to be aggressive. And last game without Tyler Herro, he was extremely aggressive. Can we count on him to kind of pick up that slack? Because it's going to be different, but it's going to be very similar in the shots that they take. He's going to take maybe not as many threes. He's going to get to the rim. He's going to take a lot of mid-range jumpers. So that's the guy I look for and say, you know what, if he gives you 15 to 20, that's about as much as you can expect from him. And then Jimmy can pick it up a little bit, and you kind of make it up with two guys instead of one.
Yeah, I think when you, again, go back to the formula last year when Max Strus stepped in for Tyler Herro, one of the benefits of him was, hey, he's just going to shoot. The ball's going to swing to him. He's going to shoot. Green light, go for it. Gabe Vincent did the same thing, right? Especially in pick and rolls with Bam Adebayo against drop coverage specifically, which the Heat are going to see a bunch of that during this trip. It was, hey, green light, go for it. We just need the shot making, the shot taking. I think you're exactly right. I was so impressed with what Lowry did against Memphis. There was an awareness of the moment, what it needs.
Right.
I was a little worried, right? Because he could also maybe retreat to his comfort zone of, hey, I'm a playmaker. Tyler Herro's out. Let me set the table for everybody else, which is the opposite of what Miami needs. The Heat don't need to replace Tyler Herro's playmaking. They need to replace just the scoring. And we saw him with a season high, whatever it was, 17 points against the Grizzlies. They're going to need more of that.
You think Bam keeps this aggression up? Because one thing that has been noticeable early on this season, he's getting to the free throw line a ton, man. He definitely seems to have that switch, and not necessarily, aggressive's always been a buzzword with him, but it really does feel like he has flipped a different type of switch with attacking guys at the rim.
For Heat fans, I would ask you to do this. Look at Bam Adebayo's scoring clips from 2 years ago, and look at what he did against Jaren Jackson and Anthony Davis this year. And it's a different player. And Rudy Gobert, it's a different player. He developed that kind of 15-footer free throw line jumper last year, in part because he wanted to float away from those guys. Hey, these guys are bigger than me. Let me see if I can get shots over them. And that was really important for his development. But the next obvious counter was, now that they're playing up on you at 15 feet out, can you put your shoulder in them? Can you get by them? Can you get to the basket? Because as much as we love those mid-range shots, they're not the most efficient looks. You really want to get those shots right at the basket. And he's doing that more now. He's not like, even last year when he had that free throw line jumper, he was kind of like floating away when he rose up, and he would like give up like a foot or two, and like 13 footers became 15 footers, 15 footers became 17 footers. He's kind of doing the opposite now.
Right.
Like now these 15 footers, and he's sort of just jumping into guys, or he's got like this nice jab step now, or even better, like sometimes there's not even a move. Sometimes he just takes his left shoulder and just moves the guy out of the way. And that's my favorite version of Bam Adebayo.
He looks a little stronger, and I think it looks like it's paying off for him too. Like he's really become more imposing, it feels like.
Now you're getting 2 or 3 feet closer to the basket as opposed to further away, or even better, you're getting all the way to the rim. I love what Bam Adebayo has done. I think we'll continue to see this aggressiveness. I think with or without Tyler Herro, that was just a point that they wanted to make with him, specifically too. Getting to the free throw line is going to be so important for him. And I think this is just the version of Bam. I think this is his offense now.
Before we get you out of here, Wes, I need your reaction. Tomorrow, Heat take on the Atlanta Hawks. What do you think of this? This was their advertisement they had just put out on the web.
Only Hawks fans know what they really want to see. And only Hawks fans know just where to get it. The all-new NBA in-season tournament. Join in and wake up your wild side. Hot 5-on-5 action.
What the hell?
Did somebody hack their Twitter account? What is that?
Dude, I don't know. DeJounte Murray came out and said, please delete this. I don't know what that is, but it has 30 million views on Twitter.
I don't like fully even understand it. I
didn't know what it was for. I thought it was for the fan store. I didn't know it was for the in-season tournament. I thought, go
if they
buy
lose
your Hawks stuff.
If they lose 3 straight games, we know why. It's because of this video. That's awful. I think they need to make an investigation. They need to see if somebody hacked their account, because that looks like a joke. With that hot 5-on-5 action whisper at the end, like it's not. How is this real?
It's too sensual. Bernie would never.
Wait, here's the worst part about this, because I'm stupid, right? And guess what I go? I go, hey, why is the mascot talking? Mascots don't talk.
That's exactly it. Harry the Hawk.
You know what the in-season tournament is? I feel like they don't really fully understand what the in-season tournament is. Like anybody else, like, is it an orgy? Like, okay.
We're all very confused by it. Leroy asked, he goes, was Monday in-season tournament? Like, when?
I don't know. Like, when do they play these games?
If floor is lava, it is an in-season tournament game.
That's if it's a weird court, in-season tournament. That's all we know.
They're doing it exactly like soccer. Is that you play 3 league games, and then you go back and play one of those same teams, but this is for America's Cup.
Very strange.
Right. Yeah.
Very strange. Go check out Wes Goldberg on Locked On Heat. Him and Dave Vermeil do a fantastic job. Wes does a great job. You can catch his work, covers the Heat. Where can people follow you on Twitter, Wes?
WC Goldberg.
WC Goldberg. Check him on out and does fantastic work. Thank you, man. Appreciate the time.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Wes.
guys.
There you go. Wes Goldberg, always fun talking to you.
Like I feel like
You feel dirty.
I feel like JFig, like uncomfortable. Like I
want to kill that bird.
Wait, what's not to like?
You like the horny hawks.
I mean, come on, sex
Only
sells. Why
Hawks
not?
fans know
I
where
think
the
there needs
real
to be more of
action
that.
is. Only Hawks fans know what they really want to see.
Yeah, it's mid-season
And
tournament.
only Hawks fans know just where to get it.
isn't OnlyFans gonna sue him?
Mascot.
The all-new NBA in-season tournament. Join in and wake up your wild side. Hot 5-on-5 action.
That's good.
I think even the mascot is saying, "Are we really doing this?"
They missed a good opportunity to go the in-season tournament.
Oh, Dan,
Dan,
can I
who
just
knows
say
you?
something, Dan? I've never been more uncomfortable around you than you tried to pitch this. Like,
I mean, it speaks to me. Who doesn't like in-season tournament with a mascot kind of frolicking around in the sheets?
The mascot, he is frolicking.
How did that shoot go to, by the way? So, kind of, make it sexy. Let's go.
can you
It's like-
just be a
Now-
little tease, Harry the Hawk, with your
Is that a lady hawk?
No, that's Harry the Hawk.
Oh, so oh,
His name is Harry the Hawk?
Harry the Hawk.
Oh, Lord.
Take a break. Back after this. Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy taking you up until 2 o'clock here on the program. Stream live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Thanks again to Wes Goldberg for stopping by the program earlier today, talking a little heat with him.
That's a guy.
That's our guy, man. That's our guy. I always appreciate when he gives us some time. Want to let you guys know we are giving you a chance to win a photo op with Dolphins wide receiver Jalen Waddle and an autograph. Have an update on this as well. It is courtesy of Hollywood Collectibles. For your chance to win, text the word receiver to 20357. That's receiver to 20357. And you could win. If you don't win, you could meet Jalen Waddle at Hollywood Collectibles this coming Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on Sterling Road in Dania Beach. So it was supposed to be Saturday.
I can almost guarantee you what happened. You ready?
Sure.
They found out they were getting this weekend off.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And free time, like, yeah,
It's
man.
Free time to come by.
Yeah, especially during the football season. So they probably have to be back on Wednesday.
Yep.
Or maybe even Tuesday.
Yep.
And
Maybe.
so they just changed it. But
Well, he will be there next Tuesday. So not too bad a delay. Hopefully, if you guys did get your tickets, you guys can make it now on Tuesday of next week at 6:30 p.m. That is at Hollywood Collectibles on Sterling Road in Dania Beach.
and I don't blame them.
Autographs with Jalen Waddle. You guys can get your tickets on sale now at HollywoodCollectibles.com. But if you guys want to win your way in, text receiver, the word receiver, to 20357.
I've been in that situation. I know exactly what happened. We had I didn't tell you the time I had to get a police escort. I did a thing at Target, right? Sign autographs at Target, meet and greet, and it was the Saturday before we had to go to the hotel. So it's no big deal, right? When the weather's nice, I would go golfing on Saturday. But when the winter, you ain't got nothing to do. It's cold as hell, right? So I go there I time it up so I can just leave because it's downtown and just go right to the hotel. So I guess it was like 4, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, be there for 2 hours, be there at 6. You got to check in by 8. Dude, the line was so long when I went in. I literally signed in the time I was there 2,500 autographs. And so I tried to stay, right? Because the line never got shorter.
Jeez.
So I tried to stay as long as I could, but then I couldn't get out. Because it just never ended.
What year was this?
It had to be 90, like 97, 98.
So it was when you guys were amazing. It was like the
Well, we were always amazing when I was there. I never had a losing season, never not went to the playoffs.
Oh, so but I'm just saying, like the Vikings fever was like
That was the next year.
always
The
had
next
good
year
stuff.
we were 15-1. Right.
Crazy.
So I was like, holy smokes. So they were like, I said, how am I gonna get out of here? They go, well, you can go out the back. I'm like, but my car is in the front. And so they said, well, you go to the back. We're going to have police escort you to your car and then escort you to the hotel because I only had like 30 minutes to get to the hotel. And yep. And they got me there.
How about that? Sir, get away from Mr. Horde. Get away from him.
No, it wasn't even like that. I was one of the people, right?
I've seen
You know what I always wanted to do?
I've
You know
seen
what
you-
I said? When I got there, I said, I will only do it if you let me announce that I'm here over the loudspeaker.
Like on the Target loudspeaker?
Blue light special number 44 is ready for autographs.
No, listen, I've seen one time I saw Leroy. This guy just comes up to him in the middle of the Hard Rock. He signed like 40 posters for the guy.
Dude, he said, "Can you sign something for me?" I'm like, "Sure." He pulled, dude. The only thing was missing was a shopping cart.
It was crazy. I was like, where does one get all these posters?
Did he know you were going to be there, or does he just keep like a
No,
stop
because at that point we were there every Friday.
Yeah, we were there every week.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Every week, but he had, I mean, Dende, these things were like canvas size. They were giant.
Some randos just walking around with Leroy Horde paraphernalia just in case he ever runs into you in South Florida, like, Leroy!
No, we were doing Hard Rock shows every Friday, and that was at the point where we were. But like it used to also be like back at the poker room when the poker room was separate, but then they moved it to inside the casino.
Yeah.
This dude just stops Leroy in the middle of the slot machines. Just
right.
Like, here's a Sharpie.
Hey, I tell you what though, nothing was worse than almost getting accosted because I had on my ninja costume for Halloween.
Oh my god.
Dude, so we were outside. You remember when the poker room used to be outside?
Yes.
We go outside. I got my ninja costume because I came from the office because we were all wearing costumes, or at least I was. And I go in there, sir, you cannot wear that in here. I'm like, wait a minute. It's Halloween.
Oh man, let's get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Hurricanes take on Florida State tomorrow afternoon. 3:30 coverage begins on WQA.
Dear Hurricane fans,
big old.
I know what you feel like because I went through a rut with playing Ohio State. So I know how you feel. There's a chance though. Rivalry game. They have proven that they've struggled to some teams that they shouldn't struggle with. And here's what I would tell you.
Mm-hmm.
The longer the game lasts and the longer that is close, the more confidence you get and the more belief you have that you can win. So when this game starts, you do whatever you can to keep it close. I don't care if it looks like terrible football. Don't put nobody in harm's way. You play solid defense. You take a few chances to stop their offense and keep the game close as long as possible. Because if it's a track meet and they get out 14 points, now you're asking the guy who has been throwing it to the other team to go out and bring you back into it. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. Forget the particulars of it. The longer you get into this game, if you're within one score, you build confidence. It's with everybody. So all I'm hoping for tomorrow is that they don't do the things that have shot them in the foot. Listen, I never thought I was going to have to say this after the first 3 games of the season. No swag penalties, okay? Just because mom and them could see you don't mean that you need to go ahead on and put your imprint on the game by getting in somebody's face and getting a 15-yard penalty. Don't bite. Don't bite.
Right now, the series stands Miami 35-32 in the all-time rivalry. Florida State's won the last 2. Last year, of course, blowed out.
That game got out of hand quickly.
But, like, look, man, I think the thing that's interesting is I think as a unit, you feel good about the Canes team. I don't know if they're as talented as Florida State right now, but I don't feel like the Canes are going into this like last year where it's like, this is way stacked against you. But it's just a matter of you just have this shaky situation at QB.
Right.
And obviously
you don't have to be as talented as the other team to win. But the things that have plagued you the last 3 weeks can't happen.
No, it can't
because they're that good. You can't give them any short fields, free opportunities, turnovers, dumb penalties where you had a chance to get them off the field and you give them a first down. This is going to be the biggest test of poise that these Canes have had all year. Right? From coaching staff to everybody, because as a coaching staff, you don't want to get frustrated to the point where your players get frustrated and start doing boneheaded things on the field. So this is the biggest test on the road, hostile environment. You're a big time under a 2-touchdown underdog in a rivalry game.
Yep.
Right? So just imagine what the point spread would have been if it wasn't. Like if Florida State was just another school that was ranked 4th. So, yeah, keep it close.
This is the maker, though. Like you're talking about, we talked about earlier in this year, and, that loss to Georgia Tech with the snafu at the end of the game. I'm like, I don't know as a coach how you wipe that away, but this will very much help with that. If you want to talk about what can ease the stink of that snafu, you go. Obviously, this rivalry means a lot to Mario Cristobal as well. He's been part of it as a player. He knows what this means to the school. And this is a tough one. But if you go up there where they're at right now, right in the college football playoff, and you could somehow pull this off, I'm not saying it's likely, but I'm with you. I don't think it's impossible, knowing that this roster, first of all, very good in the trenches. They're very good. Great offensive line, great front. The skills are good. The skill players are good.
Not elite like Florida State got.
No, but the quarterback is shaky, and it's a wild card. You really
Here's the other thing,
because I've seen that. Look, we've all seen Tyler Van Dyke look talented. We've all seen him play well.
That was a long time ago, though.
It was a long, yeah. Well, I'm even talking about the first 4 weeks of the season. I'm not even talking about 2 years ago.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy? I'm gonna pull a Tobin right here. I would not normally say this, but I'm gonna say this for the purposes of where we are and to sell hope, because rivalry games, you pick at anything. Florida State is already in the ACC championship. They've already celebrated getting to the ACC championship. It's quite possible that when you go into a game already having the goal that you're trying to get accomplished, that you don't play your best football.
That cat game?
I mean, for the purposes of you and me, it could be a fat cat game. Now the rivalry cleans that out too, though, right?
I think so.
Again, it's something to be said about mama and them seeing you on TV, and then you don't want to be out there looking like a scrub, and you playing a rivalry game with a lot of kids that you played against in high school that or whatever.
It's got to be nice for mom. She doesn't have to watch the ACC network and Irish potato peeler between snaps.
It wasn't on this past week.
I know. I did buy that flashlight though for my son. The tactical flashlight.
They got you? ACC network got you?
Yeah, I got it on Amazon though. Amazon has an as seen on TV section, just like CVS.
Walmart has it too. Walmart has that little shelf with all the as seen on TV stuff.
Smearthan says, "Idiot, they're on TV every week." Listen, Smearthan, ACC network's a coin flip for people. If you got it, there's a reason they're all trying to flee out of the conference.
Well, their television. Do they have the worst television deal of all the conferences?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they got people. They got people to come here.
I mean, dude, it's sponsored by air fryers for 3 minutes every break.
We can't even get a Jake from State Farm commercial on the ACC network.
Would you like to make your Christmas shaped pancakes?
But wait, call right now, and we'll include this knife set.
Take a quick break. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, keep listening. We got a 4-pack to Blizzard Beach, Disney fans. So keep on listening, and we'll give away that 4-pack of tickets to Disney's Blizzard Beach Water Park. Keep listening to the show. I'll give you that cue to call at some point. For more info on Blizzard Beach, go to Disney.com. Last night in the NBA, quiet night in the NBA, only a couple of games. Pacers beat the Bucks 126-124 in spite of Giannis Antetokounmpo's 54 points. It was not enough. No Dame last night. I think he was sitting out second night of a back-to-back. So Damian Lillard, he was out. The Pacers, they got a nice game from Tyrese Halliburton, 29 points, 10 assists. So the Pacers improved to 6-3. They've been off to a nice start this season.
They've been playing well.
And then last night, the Horny Hawks, they beat the Magic in Mexico City, 120-119. Trae Young had 41. So getting ready for them. They've also been off to a nice start this season. And who knows? I mean, who knows what the Horny Hawks were up to in Mexico? Could have been even more shenanigans with what's going on at onlyhawks.com.
Guess what's getting here today?
What?
Only starfish.
Oh, man. I cannot wait. We'll see what's in the newsletter now, huh, Murderer? You better put it in. Thanksgiving edition. I better see it.
You want me to bring a starfish and a turkey leg?
Oh, my goodness. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be fantastic. By the way, UFC, both co-main and main event have made weight, so those are official for tomorrow. We have that.
Big boys fighting in the. Oh, so they're both fighting 5-rounders?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think that heavyweight fight's going 5 rounds, though. If it makes 2, I'd be surprised.
Didn't you say that's the fight that is minus 1,400 to go to distance?
Yep. It is.
Haymaker Central?
Oh, my God, yeah. Haymaker Central. It's going to be absolutely crazy. I think that fight. I honestly think both of them are made for. If you guys are just looking for slugfests, I think both of them are going to be fantastic. I would be stunned. Neither one of these. No, not a grappler among all of them. Just bombs.
Grapple. What's that?
Yeah, just bombs. I think it's going to be a hell of a UFC card. Now, both fights could be 30 seconds, but maybe they show some chin and it's.
Now, let me ask you this. When you watch a card,
yep,
because we've seen both of these. We've seen where it was like, remember, it was like an hour plus wait in between each fight.
Yeah,
when we were at the David Copperfield Center or watching then. It's also been where every fight went to distance, and that wasn't very entertaining either. I don't care how good the fight was. It's not. So what would you prefer? Like, would you like just good fights, and if they're over and around, they're over and around, even though it's a big wait in between each fight?
Well, the good thing about UFC is it starts at 10, and they don't really care about that. Like, I think it's usually if the fights go quick, they'll fill a little bit. Like, if all 3 were 1-round knockouts, maybe they got to do a couple extra packages, but usually
it's
like,
the undercard where they throw in fight fillers.
Yeah, they're not gonna make me wait till 1 a.m.
Okay.
If it's humming, it's humming. They usually get to it. And the reason for that is UFC fans are not like boxing fans. Like, boxing fans, one of the reasons they have to do that is people are gambling and they don't show up until the main event. Like, it'll look like nobody's there.
Right.
But at UFC, usually by 10 o'clock, the entire fan base is there. And usually even before that. Like, I've gone to cards in Orlando where Bell won. That place was packed.
I've noticed that too. When we've gone to see boxing, it is crickets until they go on TV. Even the stars. They don't even acknowledge stars until it goes to the main event, right? Whereas UFC, it is packed almost like, I would say if it starts at 4 o'clock for us, by the way, when you go to a fight, there's fights since 1 o'clock. They start early. And by the time, like, I say, hey, Tobes, I usually go when he goes, and sometimes like we go at like what? I mean, we went to the
We went to Canelo at like 4 in the afternoon.
we went to the pool. Remember, we went to the pool, so we had to go. We went to the pool till like 1 or 2 o'clock. Then took a shower. Then went to the fight. We got there by like 4.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you,
They started that early too because they were going up against UFC. Remember, they were going against
Right.
Poirier Gaethje that night,
right?
and they wanted to get the jump on them for Crawford and Spence.
Right.
Crawford Spence wanted to get the jump on them.
It's something to be said, though. It's something to be said about when the card is over, leaving in Vegas and it's still daylight.
Yep.
Love that.
I'm looking right now on the Hard Rock app, and Pavlovich to win by decision is plus 1,600.
Yeah.
Aspinall is plus 1,300. Fight to go the distance right now. Yes, plus 650. No, minus 1,300.
But here's Pavlovich is not favored then.
It's very close. He's minus 105. Aspinall's minus 120. It's super close.
Right. But no, that's what I'm saying. The only reason why I said that is because if he's getting a plus 1,600 to go to distance and the other guy's getting plus 1,300, plus 1,300 got to be.
It's a slight Aspinall lean, and it's probably just because Aspinall's got a little bit more to his game. But yeah, man, this is an exciting one for sure. And then in the co-main, their go the distance is only minus 450. So they still don't think it's going the distance.
Right.
But it ain't like the heavyweights.
Well, minus 450 means they do think it's going the distance. It would be plus.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
So they do think it's going the distance. Minus 4, you got to put up 450 for it to go the distance? Yeah, that's crazy.
Sheesh.
Especially in UFC. Because we've seen all too often somebody get hit with a stray and it's night-night.
We'll take a quick break. Time to tickle Leroy's fancy. That's next.
Yeah.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to tickle Leroy's fancy. Week 10 of the NFL season is upon us. Miami Dolphins, of course, off. Let us get to it. Leroy, are you ready?
I am ready.
First up, 9:30 from Frankfurt. Another game in Germany. The Indianapolis Colts take on the New England Patriots. Indy is a 2.5-point favorite. Tickle your fancy?
No.
Fancy, not tickled.
You asking me to get up early in the morning and watch Indy and McCorkle.
Hell yeah.
It's tough.
Hell no.
Bloody Mary and beer game.
Oh my
What a-
God, man.
1 o'clock, Leroy. The Houston Texans visit the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincy is a 6.5-point favorite. Tickle your fancy?
Yes.
My fancy is
I-
tickled.
Like, until otherwise, I think Houston has a good chance here. To keep, I mean, they're going to be close.
I got him in my picks.
That's right. You pick Houston.
I picked Houston. I got him.
Even
Never-
though this is that time of year
Yeah.
where
Joe-
Cincinnati go on that run.
Every year. 0-2. What's wrong with Cincinnati? Oh, no. And then Joe Burrow's just sitting there like, okay, here we go. Let's go.
I mean, the thing here is we did know what was wrong with him. He was hurt, obviously.
He was hurt. Yeah.
He was banged up. But still a great game. It seems like we got coming up there on 1 o'clock with Cincinnati and Houston. What about two teams close to your heart, Leroy? 1 o'clock, the New Orleans Saints, 5-4 on the season. They take on the 5-4 Minnesota Vikings. New Orleans is a 3-point road favorite. Tickle your fancy?
Yes. I am shocked.
My fancy is tickled.
And of all the teams with losing records, these two teams, with the struggles that they've had early on in the year, have winning records. And everybody was wondering whether Minnesota would start tanking.
Yep.
Or wanted to trade Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
So, yeah, very intriguing. I'm very
Now, the worst
very-
thing happened to him is his Achilles blew up.
Right.
They got Josh Dobbs.
Right. But who is he's decent. He's not good.
I believe the word
Right.
you're using, looking for is serviceable. Serviceable. I don't think that's the word you were looking for. Nonetheless, let us move on. I'm embarrassed. The Green Bay Packers, Leroy, visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is a 3.5-point favorite. Take your fancy?
That's not enough.
Fancy, not tickled.
I don't know what the hell happened to Green Bay. I was on the hope train with the new quarterback, saying that the quarterback, they've never gotten the quarterback wrong. Well, jury's still out on this one.
At 1 o'clock, Leroy, the Tennessee Titans take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is a 1-point favorite at home. Take your fancy?
No.
Fancy,
even a
not
little.
tickled.
Although I will say this. Will Levis has gotten that job and played well enough for them not to give Ryan Tannehill his job back. So it's something there. They must really like him. But as far as Tennessee, no, not at all.
All right. The San Francisco 49ers on a 3-game losing streak visit the 6-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. But in spite of the losing streak, San Francisco still a 3-point road favorite. Tickle your fancy?
Basically means it's a pick 'em. And yes, it does tickle my fancy.
My
because
fancy is tickled.
Everybody's coming back for the 49ers. And it'll be interesting to see if they turn it around because everybody's back, or do they play the same style of crap football and we go, maybe this has taken its course.
Thank you, Dade South, by the way, for your chat, which says, I think the word you're looking for is serviceable. professional broadcaster. Next up, Leroy.
Mhm.
I think I know the answer to this one. 1 o'clock. The Cleveland Browns take on the Baltimore Ravens, who are 7-2 and 6.5-point favorites at home. Does this game tickle your fancy, Leroy?
Yes, that's a lot of points.
My
A
fancy
lot.
is tickled.
A lot of points to be given that defense, right? I don't care about the offense. The offense is still on a path back or a path to. But that defense is really good. That defense is like top 5 in the league. And you get ready to you're saying that their offense is that much better than this top ranked defense? Yeah. Very intrigued. My fancy is tickled.
There you go. Moving to the late slate. 4 o'clock, Leroy. The Atlanta Falcons venture to the desert, and they take on the Arizona Cardinals, who are a putrid 1-8. But, of course, this is the season debut of Kyler Murray. Does this game tickle your fancy?
Fancy not tickled.
Fair enough. At 4:05, Leroy, the Fighting Man Campbells, the Detroit Lions at 6-2, head out to the West Coast, take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Detroit's a 3-point road favorite. Does this game tickle your fancy?
Yes, because we're one step closer to my thought process coming to fruition. Right?
My fancy is tickled.
You know what I said. We call it the old Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Coach get in trouble in college, coach leave, go to the NFL, get paid more money, and he gets Justin Herbert.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. All right, Leroy, 4:25. Are they sticking this is a Fox game. Is this like still considered like a Fox game of the week? Like, do they have to go with this? Because the Giants are really bad.
Terrible.
Who knows? But it feels like they always have to make this.
New York.
It's New York.
Who are they playing?
The New York Giants, 2-7, take on the Dallas Cowboys.
Isn't that
who
17-point spread?
A whopping 17-point favorite.
They
Can
shut
I
him out
just-
earlier this season. Now, remember week 1.
Can I just say this? No. Like,
Fancy
if
not
that's the
tickled.
only game on TV, when I go to 4 o'clocks, I'm going to go outside and do yard work. Right? I would rather pressure clean than watch this. Because here, you know what I hate about these big spreads? It becomes not about winning the game. And I hate that. I really do hate that because, I mean, the Giants are terrible. But, so if Dallas doesn't win by 17, that they're slipping? No.
Slipping, dude.
Right.
DeVito, you're taking on Danny DeVito. Got to be careful. 4:25, Leroy, the Washington Commanders take on the Seattle Seahawks, who are 6.5-point favorites. Does this game tickle your fancy?
No.
Fancy
I don't
not
need to
tickled.
No more Seattle football, nor do I care to see any Commanders football, although they're not playing horribly.
I believe the kids call that a hard pass, is what Leroy is giving you.
Hard pass, that's right.
At 8:20, Sunday Night Football,
Uh-oh. What we got?
the New York
Sunday night.
Jets. Again on primetime. Thanks, Aaron. The New York Jets take on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Dolphins' next week opponent. Vegas is a 1-point favorite. Does Sunday Night Football tickle your fancy?
You got to watch just to see if it was a one-off, right? Because I like Antonio Pierce, right?
Yep.
But was that just a one-off?
I don't know, dude.
The team says it was a reset. They said they feel like a brand new team.
Okay. Well,
What are they
that's what I
doing?
say. So that's the only reason why I'm interested. Because
What are they going to say? No, that was just a one-off, man. We got fired up for that one game.
the same thing happened down here when
Little new
Man
Coach
Campbell
Snell.
took over.
Man Campbell got a couple, and then the wheels fell off.
Yep.
Finally,
My fancy is
Leroy,
tickled.
8:15, the Denver Broncos.
Nope.
But I'm really
Fancy not tickled.
fair enough.
They could be
Michigan,
playing-
Penn State, tickle your fancy?
Oh,
My
yeah.
fancy is tickled.
Oh, we got to look. We got a full slate on Saturday because I'm definitely gonna be into the Canes game that starts at 3:30. But
My
I'm gonna tell you,
fancy is
I'm
tickled.
gonna be honest with you, right?
Yep.
If the Michigan Penn State game, if I gotta watch it to the last second, Miami might not get no love.
Well, I understand. You got to stick. This is a big one. You got stakes. It's a Big Ten. And the entire country's mad at you.
Yep. Yeah.
Does Penn State convert at least more than 1 third down this game?
I don't know.
1 for 16 against Ohio State.
And Michigan's defense is better.
Oof. Kevin Franklin, come on, man.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, Leroy, don't lose to Mandy Diaz.
I know. I know.
I saw him the other day and tell him,
although I do already have a built-in excuse.
What?
The Canes taught me this. The NCAA is looming and hanging over us. We can't concentrate on football.
Well, the thing that's weird about it, though, right, is like, and I heard Des talk about this morning, is it's strange that the conference seems to be the one that's coming after you, you know? Not the NCAA. Like, that's what's odd about it.
Here's what's also odd about it. Listen, I'll take complaints from Ohio State. Hell, I'll take complaints from Penn State, right? But I'm not taking no complaints from Purdue or Michigan State. Stop.
Yeah, Des made the point this morning. He goes, you know that the SEC wouldn't listen to Vanderbilt and Kentucky to go after Nick Saban.
Exactly. Exactly. You are a junior member. You have not made partner yet. Vandy. Right.
Is Northwestern the Vandy of the Big Ten?
No, because guess what? Northwestern has gone to a Rose Bowl while we were alive. I'm not talking about 40s and 50s football.
Purdue
is considered quarterback U.
It's been a while.
Jim Everett, Chris Everett, whoever.
It's been a while.
Well, Purdue has more touchdown passes in NFL than anybody.
Well, all right, but it's not fair. They got Drew Brees.
Okay. Florida don't have the most yards rushing in the NFL.
Finally, does Miami FSU tickle your fancy?
Yes.
My fancy is tickled.
But I got I got rules behind my tickling of my fancy. Like my fancy is already going to be tickled at 1, or is it start at 12? I think Michigan starts at 12.
Michigan's at 12.
So I might be able to just roll right into my other tickle my fancy. But if not, if some stuff go down between Michigan and Penn State, I'm going to put Miami on hold.
Leroy's going to need a minute.
Don't you get the feeling from this Miami, Florida State game? If FSU gets up by like 14 sometime like middle third quarter, pretty much going to turn it off. But if Miami's up by 14 in the middle third quarter, I'm not turning it off. Don't feel safe.
No, you can't. Here's the deal. And this is a fan thing, right? I've held a pee for 2 quarters because I was scared if I get up, the other team was going to convert them third downs that they wasn't converting.
It's true.
So you can't get up. You can't get up. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my goodness. I remember one game. I forgot who I was watching. I think it might have been Miami, or it could have been Cleveland. And I was in the jacuzzi watching the game. And every time I went to go up, something bad happened. So I just sat there and pruned it out.
I've done that.
I was so dehydrated. Ooh.
I've been like, I'm not getting up. Get up. I was like, watch. The second I get up, they're going to throw an interception. No, they won't. You get up. Oh, you're like, Well,
sit down, mush.
Not coincidence.
That is Tickle My Fancy. We'll take a break. Get some cat talk coming on up. Plus, Stephen A. Smith has some very interesting thoughts. It kind of goes along. It might be that Stephen A. Smith's a Hawks fan. I don't know what's going on there. And Tyreek Hill has some comments on his fumble against the Chiefs. Back with more for this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
What do
How are ya?
How are you excited for Sam Hunt tomorrow or Sunday, whatever the hell it is?
It's on Sunday, but yes, I'm
Ooh.
very excited.
Good looking guy. Played at UAB too as quarterback.
Was it UAB? I thought it was Middle Tennessee. He played at both?
I could be wrong. I'm not up with Sam Hunt.
Well, didn't you Google it?
I thought
So
it said Middle Tennessee State, yeah, but transfer portal. I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
no, it could have been. I mean, I didn't follow his football career very closely.
Why would you? Obviously he picked a different path. All right. Very good, JFig. You got that going for you. Hey, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Got a little sprinkle.
Middle Tennessee State.
Got a little sprinkle yesterday. In the evening. Might get another one of those today because it's looking a little cloudy. I would say mostly cloudy over by me. Winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Out of the, come on, clouds, show me something. Clouds ain't barely moving. All right, looks like it's almost out of the south, I'm guessing, because I can't see nothing moving. And other than that, it's right around 80, just above 80 degrees. Very, very pleasant day. And this is why we live in Florida, for these days right here.
Very pleasant, dude.
The only thing that sucks is, tell you what sucks about this time of year.
Go ahead.
If you live in South Florida, to save money, a lot of your water sprinklers come out of the lakes and stuff behind your house, those little creeks and stuff like that. When it doesn't rain, those little creeks and stuff get low and your grass doesn't get watered.
Well, listen, dude. I'll take it. I could use a little bit of a dry spell after a summer where it was basically typhooning every single day.
Yep.
So
Hey,
it's
by the
nice
way,
to get away from that.
Stun Steve chimed in.
Yep.
Serviceable had you in a chokehold, huh? Add
Certainly
that to the
did.
list.
I don't know if you got that, Dan Dave, from last segment, but if you could, at one point, my serviceable, I still don't think I can say it.
Serviceable. You're adding stuff to it.
Serviceable.
Sam Hunt, by the way, played both at Middle Tennessee State and UAB.
There you go. Transfer
He'll
portal.
always be a UAB guy to me, of course.
There you go. He's
Fine.
done them both. He's all over the place. He was serviceable to both
So
schools.
talented. So talented.
So talented. He was playing there on the outskirts.
You know what?
I know.
I can one up you.
Hmm?
I have my quarterback in college is a musician,
Who?
Demetrius Brown. Big time, a rocker.
Oh, all right.
We used to call him Jimi Hendrix in college.
How about that?
But that's
let's
why he
see.
couldn't play quarterback, because while
It's
we
too
were
busy.
watching film, he was playing the guitar.
was
Demetrius
ripping.
Brown. He was I'm trying to think of the name of his group, but he's got probably like 15 albums out.
I would have.
Well, Sam Hunt also started doing songwriting. And then eventually he grew into his own.
Right. There's a lot of artists that start off like that.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of guys are started off and then they branch on out. Let's get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Hopefully, Tyler Van Dyke has a good performance this weekend and he doesn't have to turn into songwriter, Let me tell you about a sad song about losing FSU.
Hey, it'll definitely be a damn a country song.
Yeah.
Cause they miserable.
Let me tell you about losing my job to Emory Williams. I couldn't stop throwing picks. I think he's got a hit there. Do you agree with this? This was Malik Rozier earlier the week, Leroy, when he told us that there's no going back. Like if you go this week and you do start Emory, if you do start the Rook, that you can't go to Tyler in the middle of the game. Like damage is done. But you could have him on a short leash, and if he stinks up the joint, then you make the switcheroo.
I don't know if you could ever I think this university and this coaching staff have defended him so much that it doesn't look right. You see what I'm saying? If you then are rats off a ship. You can't. You can't do it.
At all?
At all.
Really?
Not because of the way he's playing, but because the way you blasted everybody, right? You blasted everybody about asking you that question. You then can't go out and do it.
Okay, so wait, you're saying that you can't do it because of people already questioning it? Because it didn't feel like Mario was giving him that ringing endorsement this week.
He just kind of, yeah.
He kind of skated around it. I thought you were saying you can't do it because, like, you've already talked about toughness and accountability and getting through stuff and mistakes and
that, right? Yeah.
Stuff.
I mean, they almost dismissed it, simply because you didn't, you don't want to just buy into what everybody else is talking about.
No, I get it, but it's kind of hard not to.
No, I know.
It's kind of hard not to. Let us get to some cat talk, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
The Panthers, they are back on the ice tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes. And looking to keep it going because the Cats gotten a couple of thrillers. Couple of thrilling wins. So back at the friendly barn, that is Amerant Bank Arena, 7:00 puck drop, and you can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM if you are looking for your Cat action. And the Cats will be playing today, and then they will also be playing on Sunday when they host the Chicago Blackhawks. That's a 1:00 puck drop. Marcos is going to that game. He's sitting in the Ekblad seats.
Ooh, Connor Bedard had a 4-point game last night, too. So
did he really?
He's hot. Yeah. Third youngest to ever do it or something like that.
Jeez. Hockey phenoms, man. There's something. So, yeah, Cats getting going tonight. Keep a lookout on that. Carolina, always a fun time when these two mix it up. Carolina right now 16 points on the season, so they are also off to a pretty good start. Always entertaining games. So, that tonight, 7:00, 560. And then on the other side of things, if you guys want to listen to Miami Hurricanes hoops action as they take on UCF, you could hear that on 790 WAXY tonight.
All right, I got it. The name of his group was Manchild.
Oh, how about that? I'm going to look up some Manchild during the break.
Mm-hmm.
See what he's got going on. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Tyreek Hill with some thoughts on his snafu against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's next.
nothing better than having everything for my projects, like my calendar invites.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is my quarterback.
Man-child.
This is man-child.
Well, you got to be clear because I don't know how he puts it out there. That's why I sent you the name because there's another group named Man-Child.
Wait, this isn't Man-Child?
Oh, this is Man-Child. The song's called Red Hot Daddy.
I like this.
No, but this isn't him. But he's a...
This isn't him?
No, that might be him.
Oh, this is him.
Wow, he's like
That's not him.
That's not him.
No.
All right. Well, you gotta.
You can't use the same name for a band. There's
I know. That's why I said pull up Demetrius Brown.
There's like no, never mind. I'm not talking.
I like
about
how this guy's the original 21. He's like, I'm the Red Hot Daddy in the Man-Child band.
Right, but that's what's crazy. That's why it's hard for me to find him too, because every time I talk to him, I say, "Man, what's the name of your group?" He said, "Man-Child," and he just leaves it at that. But that ain't, you know what I mean?
Man-Child, and his name is what again? Demetrius what?
So is he Demetrius Brown 17 on SoundCloud?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
So he told you to go on SoundCloud.
Yes, but he has he's had albums, so I don't know. He's from Miami Beach. He went to school in Miami Beach.
He's got an identity problem. His career needs to maybe focus a little more on just being known who he is.
He does not care. He just want to play his guitar. I promise you. Like we
Steve Everett painting in the Keys.
That's like Steve Everett living in the Keys. Like if I need to get a hold of Steve, I call him on Tuesday. He may get to me by the end of the month.
Shmeethan Schmoller says Tobin is a ham child. So as you know, Miami Dolphins had that tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Big game for Tyreek Hill. Big game. He obviously a lot of stakes, personal stakes for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and he had, probably the worst moment that he's had in his football career. He's taken on his foot as
I would say at least here.
He's taken on his former club, and in Germany, big play. Dolphins marching down the field. They swing a pass to him. Gets blown up immediately. Did he even make a football move? Doesn't matter. The refs say that he did. Fumble taken to the house on a lateral from the Chiefs. Devastating. Well, we have Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has given some more thoughts to this after much reflection. He was on his podcast this week. It needed to be said. And here's a little bit of Tyreek Hill discussing his fumble. And, he wants to take accountability. He doesn't want to have any excuses for the fumble.
It's been going crazy about this fumble. They've been going absolutely insane.
Right.
Are you running from anything associated with that play?
Nah, I'm totally not, man. I just want people to understand football. If people truly understand football, which their football coaches do, I've had a lot of support in my teammates, my coaches. I'm not going to, and that's all I'm going to say on that comment. You feel me? Because we all know what happened. We all know what happened. And it's just not the timing of the play. The timing of the play wasn't it. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
So
can I say it? I can say it.
Yeah.
Get your rule book, people. I'm gonna leave it at that. And we gonna go on from that. But
that's all you gotta say, man. It's tough. Like it's a very touchy situation, man. Because really, I don't point fingers at nobody. I don't point fingers at nobody. My job is to play ball. Let the players play. Let the coaches coach, and just go out there and do my thing, man. And just still be supportive. At the end of the day, I got to hold on to the ball. That's just me. I don't care if the man's not blocked. That's my mindset. I don't care if I got 0.3 seconds to make a move. I still got to find a way to make him miss and hold on to the ball. That's just me. That's just my mindset. And just gonna move on from it.
More accountability from the cheetah.
Kinda.
I mean, he did say.
I know, but here's the deal, man. Like, there's only so many times you can take accountability, and at some point you just got to shut it down, right? Like, take it from a professional fumbler, right? Like, there's nobody who felt more like crap than me, especially in a tough situation, and you can't do nothing about it until you have an opportunity to go back on the field and fix it. Like, it's not like, hey, I got another test on Friday. I'm going to study my ass off for that test, and then I'm going to pick my grade up.
Listen, let me tell you something.
It don't work like that in sports.
First of all, whatever happens, I don't know what's going to happen this season, but I know one thing. When it comes to Week 11, Dolphins, Raiders, I'm going to that Hard Rock app. I'm seeing whatever the over-unders are on Tua and Tyreek that week. And I'm going over, dude, because I know those two are going to go for redemption. I know they're going to be chucking bombs, and Kevin Harlan's on the call. And I know that there is going to be at least one bombski to Tyreek Hill, if not two. They're going to get right. Now, of course, Tyreek Hill wouldn't leave it at that. He had more things to say on this fumble. Here's Tyreek Hill.
He said he was going to leave it at that.
Nope, he did not leave it at that.
That's just me, man, because I've seen LeBron, I've seen Jordan, I've seen some of the best missed game-winning shots. But, I mean, their mindset still doesn't change. The mindset is always still to be aggressive, still attack, still go out and compete the next play. And I kept doing that. I'm going to still compete no matter what. That's me. Like,
so, obviously, let's talk about AFC. Well, we're going to move on from that. So, anybody who thought he was going to get on here and run from anything and shy away from it, that ain't what we do. We approach issues and subjects head on. We don't care about all that. We're gonna avoid, we ain't avoiding nothing.
Yeah, it's Cedrick Wilson's fault though. Shout out to my boy Sid, man.
Of course he wasn't gonna leave it alone. I mean, Cedrick Wilson did look like he missed a block on that play.
It is, listen, on the football field, when you have the football, there's a lot of assumptions that have to be made. I'm going to tell Tyreek, I know somebody who had it worse than you. I know somebody who did the same thing you did because a wide receiver missed a block and they traded him. Ernest Biner in the AFC Championship game against Denver. He was going into the end zone. The wide receiver was supposed to block the outside guy. So he turned and looked inside. The outside guy came and got him on the 1 yard line. He lived that. Put it this way. They traded him. He ended up coming back. And he was in tears when Cleveland won the championship with LeBron, and they invited him to ride on the parade, in the parade.
Did they really?
Yes. That's how Ernest Biner was known for this. Even though, if you know football, you know he wasn't even considering that guy being in the picture. So I know exactly what, even though he did fumble, right? I know what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I got hit by a guy that I shouldn't even been paying attention to.
Yeah, he's saying it's Cedrick Wilson's fault.
That being said, take it from me. Take it from me. It is your responsibility to hold on to the football no matter what.
Oof.
But and so I've seen situations where, you know, we get into the meeting and the coach won't even pay attention to the fumble, but the guy who's supposed to block the guy that caused the fumble. Right?
And he's killing him.
Right. Yeah. So I get it. I understand it. But when you have the ball, and you know, sometimes coaches get a little crazy with it. A coach told me in college one time, here, hold on to that football. You have the dreams and aspirations of all of us in this room in your hands.
That's deep.
Oh, yeah. So I had to say I'm sorry a lot for crushing your dreams. I didn't want, like.
It was only the first year that was bad, dude.
What do you mean?
With your fumbles.
Well, and it's funny that you say this because I'm going to say this.
Was it first year or second year? Whatever it was. It was the first and second.
My fumbles went away when I got rid of the big shoulder pads.
When was that?
When I got to Minnesota. Yeah.
They were still kind of big though, dude.
No, they weren't. Go look at no.
They
go
weren't
look at
Cleveland big.
go look at the pads. I was wearing regular size shoulder pads.
Take a quick break. Back up to this.
it up. Get ready for a real good time. I'm gonna try to blow your mind.
This is a cover.
Can't you see?
I would say this is him. But you got to get him with the guitar, not this.
That's all he's got. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's not true.
Talk to your quarterback.
Tell him to send us some vinyls. See what we got there, dude.
I get it.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560.
I don't want anymore. No.
No, that's not it. I'm telling you.
It was a valiant effort, Dan Day. I appreciate it.
No, watch. I fast forward past that garbage too.
It was like that first 8 songs I listened to sound exactly like this.
Oh man.
Hold on. I'll get you.
Just this him riffing. You know?
Voice of an angel, though.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Very pretty. Take you guys up until 2. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560, WQAM, Canes FSU week, Tyler Van Dyke, obviously possibly face a redemption. Speaking of Smolik did point out he was not named one of the captains this week, which I think might be a first for him, I believe. So I don't know if that's another hint or if that is a hint that they're making a switch, or maybe they just want to go with somebody who's not been stinking up the joint. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Leroy is in that mood, though. He's got that Flex Friday on for a Canes FSU week. Juicy. Speaking of juicy, you see the Stephen A. Smith?
What did he do?
So, does a show, obviously, on First Take, but he also has his podcast and his YouTube page, which we carry on the Odyssey app, No Mercy. And he'll answer questions from time to time. And I don't know what's in the ether right now. I don't know if it's the holidays or what, because we already dealt with the Horny Hawks and Harry the Hawk doing his thing.
Yeah.
That's been living rent-free in your mind.
I mean, JFig, I don't. It's all I'm going to think about tomorrow during the Heat Hawks is how horny their mascot is, which will be a nice change from their announcer, referring to the Heat as street thugs. But Stephen A. Smith, he also is apparently horny because he was asked on his podcast. Well, I'll just let you hear it.
Big C. It's called @its_BIGC. He writes, Stephen A. Worst day of the week to be horny. Worst day of the week to be horny to me is Sunday night. Because chances are most people got to work Monday morning and the week hasn't started yet. And a lot of times you want to relax, wind down, and enjoy the end of the weekend before you get into the muck and mire, the hustle of the week. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to do what you're going to do several times a week, but the worst day to be horny is Sunday. The best day is a Friday and Saturday night. Because Friday and Saturday, she looking to go out in most instances. And if you go out, it's been a wonderful evening, and then you want to close.
What is going on?
That's CLOSE.
Why did we get sexy Stephen A?
Yes. You want to close.
You want to close.
That's closing. Friday and Saturday night's the best. Sunday's the worst. During the week, take it or leave it based on your mood. Right. But in most instances, a Friday or a Saturday, the expectation is that you're going to be ready to step up and handle your business. That's her expectation, whether she tells you or not. Am I right, Solange? Amen.
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 Amen. Amen. You never thought you were going to get quite the horny breakdown from Stephen A. Smith on which day, because he could even First Take debate. It would be great if he brought that to Mad Dog Russo. And if Mad Dog Russo would have been like, I like a hump day.
Don't disrespect hump day.
Dude, what are you?
Leroy, can you please stop it?
You got to stop eating chips.
Muted you.
We're right in the middle of your chips, like right in the bag. It's right under the microphone. We're getting all of it.
I told you what I was having.
Yeah, you got to move it away from the mic.
Goodness, please.
Yeah, okay. You're a child.
They're disgusting. But I'm pot committed.
If they're disgusting, you're
disgusting. Could you move the bag away from the microphone?
It's done.
Only Hawks fans know where the real action is.
You know what? I could have got my
Only
whole
Hawks
life
fans know
without
what they
seeing
really
any of
want to
this.
see. And only Hawks fans know just where to get it.
Why does he look like a Louisville Cardinal?
The all-new NBA in-season tournament. Join in and wake up your wild
He does,
side.
right? Looks like a Cardinal.
5-on-5 action.
What was the little
You know
yellow
what? I
thing
don't
in
know.
the
I don't
picture?
appreciate
I think that
seeing
was
a
his feathers.
bird on a bed
Mhm.
and then the hands moving. Like, stop that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got no problem with it.
of course you don't.
if it was going to be a city doing it, though, Dan, you knew it would be Atlanta.
Is that? I don't know if I ever thought, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've come a long way from scaring Dwayne Wade with an actual hawk in their arena. Now they got Harry the Horny Hawk.
What?
Who's out? Yeah. Well, he's not just Harry the Hawk anymore. I'm not going to call him that.
Now you're going to call him Horny Hawk?
He is Horny Hawk. And bet your game ops, heat, game ops. This needs to be ready on the Jumbotron when they come to town. Okay? I'm just saying.
Do you think that they're going to mock them with a Bernie one?
With a Horny Bernie?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I don't know. Like, look, Bernie and Bernice, like whatever they need to do to spice up the marriage, that's fine. I'm not shaming anybody. That's cool. It's just I don't know how this sells tickets.
Are Sundays tough for Bernie and Bernice? Because Stephen A said,
Yeah, I think they are.
It's the worst night.
It's the worst night, especially if there's a game on Monday.
Oh,
they gotta. It's too much. I can't believe it. Although, do you think that Hawks management, when they see they got 30 million views on this video, because they've been trying to sell this in-season tournament, do you feel like they go back and they're like, nailed it? Because it did get attention.
30 million.
30 million views.
Yeah,
Like,
whether
how-
it's good or bad views, it's still going to get views.
I mean, it's
but-
views. There's no way that only Hawks did not get some type of views. Had to have.
Is there an actual account?
Yeah, well, that's not an OnlyFans account, but it's like that's their version of buying tickets. Only Hawks fans,
Hmm.
you know. And there you go. You will see. I don't know, Hawks furry stuff.
You keep
Only
playing
Hawks
it.
fans
Stop
know
it.
what they really want to see. And only Hawks fans know just where to get it.
I don't want to see this. You're ruining my weekend.
The all-new NBA in-season tournament. Join in and wake up your wild side. Hot 5-on-5 action.
That's something, dude.
All right.
No, I think you don't think that they're.
Does that do something for you, Tobin? Because
Hey, by the
you
way,
are loving this.
it is D Brown's man child.
D Brown's man. So it's not man child. It's
Right.
D Brown's man child.
Well, that's a whole different.
Oh well, he's way
I
better than we
told
thought
you.
he was.
I
That was being
told you.
polite earlier with.
You know, I like listen. He ain't known for playing no damn acoustic guitar. We used to call him Ricky Hendrix, and Jimi Hendrix in college, because he played the national anthem. We went to Hawaii. He played the national anthem with his teeth.
Dolphin Kane says Tobin trying to pretend he doesn't like Harry the Horny Hawk. Look,
I
it's
know.
successful.
I know.
30 million followers.
in this day, and age, it's not about good or bad.
wait.
clicks. It's about clicks.
Dartboard of Doom.
What?
What?
Harry the Horny Hawk.
That's terrible. I don't like it.
What is
I
the
don't like
punishment?
You got to do a sexy photo shoot with the Harry the Hawk costume on.
Oh my lord.
Hey, don't lose. What are you doing?
Don't lose.
Yeah.
Man, I hope Marcos loses.
Oh, only frogs.
Only.
Oh my
Oh yeah, we could do it like if Marcos does
frog
it. If Marcos
mascot.
loses, we got to do a frog, and he got to do the Hawks video.
with the look for
It's
lily
not-
pads.
Yeah, with the lily pad.
Dane South says Tobin would be triple G's if that was Bernie. Dude, they got to take everything to Pat Riley. Like the marketing department does have to run things by Pat Riley. I couldn't even imagine Michael McCullough and the
It
crew.
wouldn't even get. As soon as the music started out too sexy, he'd be like, "No, no."
The hardest working, best conditioned, toughest, nastiest team in the league. Pat, what say you, Horny Bernie? What do you think? He goes, excuse me? He goes, got the Hawks 30 million views.
You got it though. Feel the burn.
And
There's
that's
no
on that's on iTunes or Apple Music.
That song?
There you go.
No, the whole
Oh.
D Brown's Man Child, all of his stuff. I just
Okay.
don't know the damn name.
Yeah, it just gave us the wrong name. It's not just Man-Child.
Yeah, that acoustic stuff he does on his own.
That
but,
first Man-Child cut.
Look, there's nothing wrong with acoustic. You just have to.
But you got to be
be
able
better
to sing.
than what you just played.
You got to be able to sing, right? He's a guitarist. He's not necessarily a singer. So if you hear acoustic, you listening for the voice, right? You ain't never say, "Ooh, look how good he plays the guitar in that acoustic song."
That's not true because you can be a fan of finger picking.
Huh?
You know, like
Look, I know it's a bad. I know it's a very bad moment to say that word, but that's what
why?
they
Because
call
we're
it.
having because it's a horny Friday with with Stephen A. Smith saying Sundays are the worst.
You're
and
ruining my
Horny Hawk.
Friday.
How am I ruining your
Wait a
Friday?
second, our Fridays for
Because you keep
finger
playing
picking.
it.
What do you mean?
Biggie, are Fridays for finger picking?
You know what? -1.
Just asking.
You just like
Tobin.
See what you did?
Tobin.
Know where the real act.
I am taking away your access to this.
Only Hawks fans know where the real action is. Only Hawks fans know what they really want to see.
What's the yellow string?
Like that yellow thing there.
What's the yellow string?
I think that's I think it's his feathers. I think he obviously got
No,
Yeah,
that's
'cause look,
spaghetti.
you could see Harry the Horny Hawks. You could see over here if we're doing film review. You could see that's the same kind of top right there. His top feathers. So definitely him and Mrs. Harry Hawk were getting after it.
I'm just leaving you a little something, a little something.
Yeah, Henrietta the Hawk.
Is that real?
I don't know. Oh man. Stunt Steve says, "You think the marketing department ran the McGregor stunt by Riley?" I think he probably thought, "What's the
boxed in?"
Nah, because I think he's probably like, all right, McGregor,
No. Because here, if you have any position of power in any organization,
right,
there ain't nothing that Conor McGregor does that ain't gonna get blown out of.
Well, don't remember there was a financial part of that.
Exactly.
Too.
Dan makes the great point.
Why? What happened?
Because they were sponsoring McGregor's antler spray, whatever. McGregor was paying a pretty penny, or his company was paying a pretty penny. Like, if OnlyFans,
so they took the money. So,
listen, if OnlyFans sponsored the front of the Heat jersey, you bet your ass Bernie's gonna be in a thong.
Ooh.
Sorry.
That's exciting.
Are you saying that people will pretty much do anything for money?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what?
Just keep putting zeros behind numbers till they say yes. That's all you got to do.
Bernie would probably trade that in because he has had a rough go of it with falling off the stilts and taking a punch from McGregor. He'd probably be like, you know what? I'll take some sexy time.
He's got the hip thrusts already, so.
I mean, him and the owner of the Dolphins.
Yep. The Waddle.
That Waddle was way too. That Waddle. They should show that Waddle in that that OnlyFans video, right? He even gave the look.
I'm done. I'm so done with you guys.
It did though.
So done. With you.
Going
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Going to give away those Blizzard Beach 4-pack tickets this hour. So be listening for that.
Blizzard Beach.
Yep.
It's a little chilly.
It is. I want to let you guys also know we're giving you a chance to win a photo op with Dolphins wide receiver Jalen Waddle and an autograph, courtesy of Hollywood Collectibles. For your chance to win, text the word receiver to 20357. That's receiver to 20357. And you can win. If you don't, you can still meet Jalen Waddle at Hollywood Collectibles this coming Tuesday at 6:30. That is on Sterling Road in Dania Beach for photo ops and autographs. Tickets are on sale now at HollywoodCollectibles.com. But right now, text the word receiver to 20357. That's receiver to 20357, and you could win to see that meet and greet, which happens Tuesday at Hollywood Collectibles.
MRI day.
Is that what that is?
6 a.m.
Speaking of MRI, get some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
They announced yesterday Tyler Herro's official status. They said he suffered a grade 2 ankle sprain in the game against Memphis. He will be in a walking boot for 10 days and reevaluated in 2 weeks. So they don't really know the extent of him being out. I think they said on Twitter yesterday for a couple of weeks, Leroy.
Well, here's what you do know. Here's all you can do about this. When they say we will reevaluate in 2 weeks, that means they ain't even considering him being back in 2 weeks.
Right.
That's when they start evaluating him as far as when he'll be able to come back. So I'm looking at a month.
I'm looking at, I was about to say, I'm thinking December is when he's going to be back.
Which is, look, here's the thing that sucks about this. There's certain injuries on the athlete can't linger. Okay? We had this going with Deshaun Watson, who tried to come back too soon, and it looked crazy, right? Anytime you're a basketball player and it involves running or jumping, right? If you got no lift, you can't play the style of basketball you need to play.
Right.
That's one of the issues that they got to be, careful with. How's his lift? Because Jimmy came back a little sluggish. He had no lift when the season started.
No.
None.
He still looks like he's dealing with stuff. Like it feels like there's something going on with Jimmy. And I mean, like we know he's dealing with tendonitis, but
Right.
he just, it definitely, he doesn't look like he's got himself all the way back. And with Tyler, the thing you got to be careful with Tyler is obviously this is a very big year for him personally. He said that he's got a lot of lofty goals, and hell, I think, he was probably on an all-star pace just right out of the gate. Like, you got to make sure too with him, like he doesn't want to try and rush back because it's a long ass season.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the Heat is that they've always seemed to err on the side of caution with everybody. Right? And so I think they're thinking of this. Even if we get Tyler from January to June, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's more important that we have him from January and June than for December to January 1st. So I just think of all the organizations that I would question about, how they're going about injuries with players, the Heat ain't one of them, because they ain't snitching and they ain't bringing you back until you can go.
And they've been, with Jimmy banged up, with Caleb still being out, we don't really have any. I don't know if we'll get some clarity on that today, because I think they practice. What time do the Heat practice?
I know what we are starting to learn, though.
Huh?
I know what we are starting to learn.
Tell
The most important player on the Heat team is Bam.
Yeah, the Heat just got. They're probably wrapping up practice about now, so maybe we'll get some comments from Spo before the end of the hour, maybe. But what?
Starfish 10 stops away.
Gonna be a hell of a Tuesday.
Wow. So it's
Tuesday.
confirmed for Tuesday.
Hey, come in light. because you don't want to be all sweaty up underneath your
Yeah.
starfish.
I mean, it's up to you. You can either just get it Tuesday and then you could wear it Wednesday, or whatever. But it's happening next week.
I'd rather just do it Tuesday.
All right, good. We have a look.
So plan a beach trip.
Packed house.
Yeah, packed house, and then we're taking a little road trip to the closest beach. What's the closest beach around here?
East.
North Beach.
Did you say east?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's North Beach. Yeah,
Nice.
you go directly
That
east.
works.
He's right. It's North Beach. They're directly east. I live right off there. You can stop by. You can change at my house. It's all
There you
good.
go. Boom.
That won't be weird.
Party at Dan Days with the starfish.
That won't be weird at all.
Only starfish.
I don't need to change. I'd be on already because I'm doing the show that way.
Hey, you ain't
Which
riding.
I don't know how.
How are you going to do the show that way?
Yeah,
gonna
how
do
am I
it well.
supposed to type?
You're not. Make it
Tobin
a
can
not.
do the same stuff you do.
Yeah, get your typing out of the way for Tuesday. Tuesday, make it a non-type day, just to be on camera as a
I can't
starfish.
do
day.
that. I
You'll
can't
be all
do
right.
that. I have
We'll
to
make it.
constantly
Listen,
be typing.
Listen,
What do you have to be
you
typing?
you
that
can
can't
be my
put off a day?
arms. You can be my arms, and I'll be your fingers.
Yeah, there's no way you can't put it off for a day. You'll be all right.
That's not true. You're delaying my process.
No, we not.
Nope,
Don't
your
worry.
process changes as a starfish, just like
You
my
know
process
what?
changed in a Kyler Murray sports bra.
Your process did not change.
Here's
Okay.
the problem. Here's the problem.
Process
Here's
You
what
got
sucks with
all your
Tobin.
points.
Here's what sucks with Tobin, right? No matter how much you try to get him, dude comes out the other side looking, smelling like a rose,
I know.
right? All the time.
Humiliation is my playpen.
I mean, the only thing that really got me was the McBob.
Yep.
That was terrible. Well, especially when all of a sudden we had Quentin Tarantino directing my photo shoot.
I made it spot on though. It was a great McBob.
I need
And we
to
got
see those
yelled at.
pictures.
Well, we didn't get yelled at in front of us. We just were told it did ruffled feathers,
Right.
like Harry the Hawk.
Why do you continue to do this? What is wrong with you?
So,
Last week it was the turtles, and now it's Harry the Hawk.
so is that going on the dartboard?
Harry the Hawk?
Yeah.
We got to workshop it, but there's something
Yeah.
there.
There's something there.
There's
That would
something there.
There's
There's
something
some-
triggering there.
We got something there. I might have to go borrow Bucky's costume.
Only bucks.
I think Barry will take the marketing.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Oh, that's terrible.
Steve says, don't blame the train on Tuesday, JFig.
You know what, Steve?
10 on the dot.
Please stop.
10 on the
But
dot.
here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is that you guys, I mean, come on. Y'all got to stop losing. I'm going to just have to lose just to get in on it.
Yeah,
So I don't feel like
why
I'm
don't you
winning
try
all
doing
the
that?
time.
Yeah.
We'll see. You know,
I've never lost.
Well,
we'll see. We've only been doing
I've lost.
this
I've lost.
for 2
Wait,
time
months.
for everything.
I've lost wagers to have to go to the dartboard of doom,
well,
but I've
then
never lost
do
picking
that.
games where I had to go to the dartboard of doom because there's always one of you. I only got to beat one of you. I don't have to beat three of you. And at 3-0, let me tell you, it's a wrap.
We'll take a quick break, play a little. You're dead to me. Coming on up. But first, right now, caller number 4 to 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. Caller number 4 is going to win a 4-pack of tickets to Blizzard Beach. If you guys want to go to Disney's Blizzard Beach, bring the fam with you. We're giving a 4-pack of tickets away right now to Disney's Blizzard Beach. Just call us up right now, 305-567-0560. Caller number 4 is going to win that 4-pack of tickets to Disney's Blizzard Beach. We'll be back with more. Play a little You're Dead to Me. That's next.
Yes. So
Where is the
JFig.
show, Pony? What's
JFig,
up?
guess where I'm going?
Where are you going?
Right after the show.
Shuck and dives.
No. I'm going to see
Pick
the
a
Marvels.
Baby bar.
Oh,
I'm
you're
going
gonna
to
what?
see the Marvels with Rebecca.
Yeah. Don't spoil
Yes.
it next week.
Spoil it.
Yep.
I'm going to spoil a movie. You're going to be wearing a damn starfish.
You guys ready to play a little? You're dead to me.
Look at all
Wow.
it just went.
I'm just accepting defeat right now.
That was the reverse chokehold right there. We waiting on you, boss man.
I'm ready, dude. I'll tell you who's dead to me.
Who's dead to you?
Easy for me. He comes with the initials J. Jaren Jackson Jr. First of all, dude, you're not the defensive player of the year. Never have been, never will be. Fraud. Give the award to Bam Adebayo. Secondly, stop putting people in headlocks, A, and B, move your feet out of the way. You hurt Tyler Herro because you didn't know what to put in your darn feet. So you ruined Tyler Herro. You put Bam in a headlock. You have this fake award. You're not that good. Your team's like 1-8. And you're not even the best Triple J in the association anymore because that belongs to Jaime Jaquez Jr., dude. So Jaren Jackson Jr., you're dead to me, dude. Dead.
You're dead.
Dead to me. Leroy?
I have a dead to me in waiting. Because here's the deal. Okay? Last time I went to the movie theater, I went early and they didn't have all my tasty treats. Right?
The audacity.
I'm telling you right now, Regal, I'm going to give you popcorn and I'm going to give you the slushy, Coke and cherry mixed, and a bottle of water. Okay? But I ain't buying no chocolate from you for $7 a box when I could get it $1 at Walmart. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to be shaking. I might be sounding like a mariachi band from all the, chocolates bouncing around in the box.
He's also bringing his Snuggie blanket.
Oh, yeah. I'm bringing a blanket now.
I feel like movie theaters are no longer as cold as they used to be. I get hot in there.
Well, because here's the problem, though, JFig. We might be in there. It might not be a whole bunch of people in there. This is going to really be cold. It's like, you know who the coldest person in the club is? The first one that get there. Because that cold is set up for it to be packed. So I'm just telling you right now, if there's no popcorn, I'm going to lose my mind. Because last time I went, they say 5 minutes. That's what you do. What's a movie without popcorn? It is not a valid movie theater. So I will shut you off. I'm putting you on notice, Regal. It better be some nice, buttery popcorn when I get there.
So this is a preemptive you're dead to me?
Preemptive dead to me.
Don't
lose.
Don't lose.
You on notice. I'm putting them on notice, Tobin. There is nothing like going to a movie theater and having no popcorn. Even if you don't like it, you got to have the big bucket, right?
By the way, speaking of defensive player of the year, I knew this was going to happen, but like Rudy Gobert is now the betting favorite to win defensive player of the year.
Didn't someone throw a nasty dunk down his throat the other night?
Well, it's like, first of all, he's won defensive player of the year 3 years in a row. All right. Or 3 times already. Right.
Well, they can't give it to Wembanyama because his team giving up 150.
Wembanyama is actually the third favorite. It's Rudy Gobert. Bam's not even a top 5. Rudy Gobert, Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr., then Victor Wembanyama, and then Anthony Davis. Are you kidding me with this?
Anthony Davis doesn't play defense. He doesn't play.
I know.
Shouldn't there be a minimum of games? He's only played like 2 games this year.
This is just crazy to me, dude. I don't understand what.
Now,
Bam
keep in mind, I will say this. Sometimes you get caught up in stuff like this, but that's the Vegas betting line. That's not the list of what the NBA has put out there.
I know that Rudy Gobert is going to be heavily favored because the Wolves are going to become a darling team because they've beaten the Celtics, they've beaten the Nuggets. I'm not even saying they're not good, but like, enough with this Rudy Gobert. He can't even play in the playoffs. Enough of
Can't
them.
shoot free throws.
Enough of them.
Whoa. Why
Enough.
you all mad dog on this?
You know what? I got to tell you, Bam and I have decided something. We don't even want Defensive Player of the Year. It's a fake award. It's just like Coach of the Year. Spo's never won that. Bam's never going to win defensive. We don't even want it anymore. It's a fake award. It's garbage.
You and Bam discussed that?
I speak for this. I'm telling you right now, if Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player of the Year above Bam Adebayo, crooked.
Can I just say this? I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the deal. If I beat him in dominoes, that might be all he has. So I don't want to just totally dismiss it.
JFig, what do you got?
So there's a couple of people who decided to ruin my weekend today, and I'm going to name them. The Hawks social team or game ops, whoever's in charge of this ridiculous.
Hawks marketing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was wondering why you wore red. Did you wear red for the bird support?
I don't like it. And also Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Because when did we ask for this kind of information? I don't care.
He was asked, in fairness, he was asked, what is the worst day?
But he didn't have to break it down by sexy time.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
He broke it down like he was on First Take.
Right.
And also,
he broke it down like
y'all,
he wasn't, 'cause
you
he
guys
was quiet. He went to sexy voice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Wednesday, Friday and Saturday are the best nights because your lady want to go out, and you know when you get out, you want to close the deal. Yeah, it was creepy.
By the way, JFig, it's up to 40 million views.
I don't need the whispers. I don't need.
It's because our 10 million.
Also,
Once we showed it 30 times, they went to go see the whole thing.
You guys need to go ahead, take a cold shower, Tobin, you included, because that was just a whole lot of horny.
You're dead.
Too much, okay? And Leroy, don't be doing any movements on camera like that again.
All you need now is a frog. And then you can say you got a horny and a frog.
Horny toad.
Yep.
Dan Day, who's that to you?
I'm going to give it to old Rodney Mott. If you don't know who that is, it is the referee who threw Giannis Antetokounmpo out of the game the other night for dunking and then basically just kind of gathering himself and running back down the court. People pay good money not to see you throw Giannis out for not the most serious of offenses, man. Way to make it about yourself. You know what, man?
You know what's funny, Dad? How shocked both teams were, right? They go, what? You kicked him out?
Didn't Giannis tell him to come see me? Didn't he go, come see me, come see me? And they're like,
it was like, dude, what are you doing? I get it. You should have just been like, you know what, too much. Even just be like, sometimes the official, they call a ball out on the wrong person and then they just review for a second. You know what, that's on me. Flip the call. That guy should have gone, oh, that's your second tech? Never mind. I'm sorry, Giannis. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. Nobody wants to see you.
He should have to answer for his crimes.
He should.
Everybody in that stadium should sue him for however much the ticket is.
Well, there was that one guy. Remember, there was that one guy who did he sue the Spurs or the Heat? I don't know. It was a Heat Spurs game, and he sued them. I think he sued the Spurs because they sat Manu Parker and Tim Duncan.
Wow. That means he'd be suing LeBron and whoever he played for the last 5 years.
Pretty much. LeBron is tired. By the way, you see this James Harden? You can lose the music, Dan Day. We've been.
They are terrible.
The Lakers?
No, Clippers.
Oh, the Clippers, yeah. Whew. Did you
You
see?
expect him to be good?
Did you see James Harden throw a ball right to Ian Eagle the other day?
Ugh.
Just threw up a ball right to the broadcaster.
Jimmy did it too.
I know, but Jimmy, you know Jimmy cares at least. James Harden, you're not
you
gonna
know
care.
what? I think Harden cares. I just think that the way he puts stuff out there to get what he wants, that's the part that makes him unlikable, right? But if you're going to make a stink, you got to just deal with it. You can't make a stink and then be sorry. You make a stink and say, good, I got what I want.
He did get what he wants. He did. He did what Damian Lillard did not. You know, Damian Lillard's sitting here and he's like,
Who still talking about Damian Lillard?
No, I'm not talking about him. I mean, like,
Because you sound like you were about to go on forever.
Well, I don't have
Tyler Hero's better.
Oh, hold on. He is better. And
Once you say Tyler Hero's better, then Dame's conversation's over.
But no, the conversation's not over. And I only have one player I can't discuss. And I said I wouldn't discuss, and I won't discuss him unless the Heat play him. But I'm not going to discuss him. Okay. And we know who that is. He plays for the Phoenix Suns. But I'm not going to discuss him.
No,
I'm not going to. Nice try. Nice try. You try. I see what she's trying. She's trying to get me immediate throw to that thing. And it's not going to happen. 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 Nice try, though, JFig.
Who?
So anyway, Damian Lillard, like, you know, he couldn't stomach it. He couldn't be the bad guy. But you know what? We may have dodged a bullet anyway, because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen his shooting percentages lately. Dude's building a brick house. Now, that being said, he did outscore the Pistons by himself in the fourth quarter with Giannis out. But also, man, really inefficient. Really inefficient. And Tyler Hero's better.
Okay.
I'm about to put Dame on that list.
No, that's not going to happen.
Here's what I would say. Dame ain't $20 million more than Tyler. Can we all agree with that? Regardless of what you think.
I don't think he's worth anywhere near Tyler. Tyler's better. He's better. What? Why are you getting upset with me, dude?
I'm not getting upset. I want to punch myself in the side of the face because I do this knowing what the result is going to be, but I still go right on in like the big mouth bass that bites on the plastic worm. You know it's plastic, but you can't stop.
But we go, baby. I'm not, you know, I don't want to quibble over this. You know, we're
not quibbling. I told you, we're not quibbling because I want to, it's my fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have brought it up.
It's on me.
I knew it was going to happen, right? I knew it was going to happen. I remember one time I fumbled and I came to the sideline and I looked at the offensive line and I go, my bad, my bad. We know you ain't got to do that.
That's right, son, Steve. I do stay reeling them in.
No, really? See, that's not necessary. That's a big mouth bass, big mouth Leroy. That ain't even right. That's terrible.
Man.
That's
well,
terrible.
if you guys we talked a little heat earlier with our guy Wes Goldberg. Broke it on down with him.
We like Wes.
We like Wes.
That's our dude.
Like Comedian said, it's time to replay that interview. It's a Friday, baby. It's a replay Friday. But if you miss it, he was fantastic on all things Miami Heat. Breaks it on down. We talked to our guy Wes Goldberg. Coming up next. Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. We talk Heat. We love talking to our guy, Wes Goldberg from Locked On Heat. Does a fantastic job on all of our podcast platforms. Go watch him and Dave Vermeil. They recap every game. They do shows all throughout the week, recapping to the news. They do a fantastic show. Go check them on out. Wes, what's going on, man? How are you?
Wes.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, man. Let's start off with the big news. Tyler Herro goes down with that really unfortunate ankle injury. First off, just what type of blow do you think this is going to be for Miami? Because he was off to a really, really great start, and coming off that awful thing that happened to him in the playoffs with the broken hand, now he has this fluke thing where he lands on Jaren Jackson. Your reaction to it and what this means for the Heat?
Well, my first reaction to it was, wow, thank goodness it's only 2 weeks, because I thought that email could have easily said Tyler Herro out for the rest of the season with season-ending ankle surgery. That thing bent in a whole 90-degree angle. Yeah, Leroy, that was.
It looked awful.
And then his reaction afterwards, kind of looking at the bench saying, I'm done. You can read his lips. And I'm like, I'm done for the game or I'm done forever? Like, it was, you didn't know.
Right.
Yeah. So the first response is, okay, 2 weeks. That basically, like, exactly 2 weeks. And these things are never exactly 2 weeks in terms of the reevaluation date, but that would take you to Thanksgiving, right? And so that's basically the whole road trip that the Heat are dealing with right now. 8 of the next 9 are on the road. So for this stretch, they're going to basically be without Tyler Herro. He could be back by the end of the month or maybe early December if all things go well, but it is still a big hole that they need to fill. He was their leading scorer before the early exit on Wednesday, was averaging north of 25 points per game. He is Miami's offense, and I don't think that that's too much of a stretch right now, especially with Jimmy Butler kind of getting off to this slow start. Just a couple of stats for you guys. Miami's offensive rating with Tyler Herro, 111.2. That would rank 15th in the NBA. Not bad, and probably Miami's like goal this year. They're probably an average offense at best. Without Tyler Herro, an offensive rating of 96. That's dead last, not just this season, but basically would be the worst offensive rating since basically 2016. It's that bad without Tyler Herro. There is a lot of work to do.
Tobin wanted to trade him. Jeez.
Hey, man. I apologized to him, and I said he was better than Damian Lillard like 3 days ago. Jesus. It is fair, though. Now, for the Heat, what do you do in this situation, man? Like, we've seen some great stuff from Jaime Jaquez. What do you do in that starting lineup? Do you think they go with the young kid? Do you think that it's Jay Rich? Duncan Robinson's been playing pretty nice, but I don't know if you want to take him off that second unit. What would you do as far as starting these games out for Miami with him out?
I think Spo already told us. He started Duncan Robinson in the third quarter after Herro left. I think he's going to continue to start Duncan Robinson. Don't overthink it. We already saw this formula in the playoffs last year. Tyler Herro goes down, put your best shooter in the starting lineup. Last year it was Max Strus. Now it's going to be Duncan Robinson. But you need Duncan Robinson to take shots. You need Kyle Lowry to take shots.
Right.
You just need – and I don't even care if they make the shots. They just – like, taking the shots is the most important thing right now, especially from three-point range. One more stat for you guys. Like, Tyler Herro, 61 three-point attempts this year. The Heat have taken 257 total threes. That's almost 24% of Miami's total three-point attempts this year. They just got to get them up. And then you just kind of like worry about making them later. So I think they'll just go ahead and start Duncan because they need that three-point shooting.
One of the things that like I've just been like floored about is the fact that Duncan Robinson is trying so hard to get us to see how he's improved his bag, and we just want him to shoot threes. I mean, like, how he's going to get away from that and realize that I am the only three-point shooter here. I got to shoot the threes.
So I'm with you. I've actually been saying on our show, like, hey, this is cool that you can make layups now, and I'm glad we're having a good time showing off.
Dude.
But take the three-pointers. Take the three-pointers. They're worth one more point than the layups. Do that. And now, though, with Herro out, they need that multi-level scoring, right? And so now I'm like, let the Bronco buck. Go off the leash, dude. Go for it. Have fun, man. This is the time for Duncan to show off.
When are, like, this seems like one of those years where the Heat are going to have to depend on young players, and they never really like to do it. When is Yovi going to get his run?
Now would be a really good time. Again, the thing about Tyler Herro, and some people criticize him for this, he's not shy to shoot. The shot selection could be iffy at times. I've never really cared about it. Like I said, I like guys that just do stuff. And I think doing stuff is a really underrated basketball skill.
I see why you and Tobin get along.
I like it. Yep.
Nico, for better or worse, will do stuff. He will just do stuff. And I think the Heat have a shortage of guys who do stuff, of stuff doing, right?
Yeah.
And so Nico will just go out there and he will not be shy to shoot. He will not be shy to do stuff in transition and run the break and just create some offense. So I think it's going to be more of a break glass in case of emergency option for Eric Spoelstra. But if things go south and this offense gets really stuck in the mud, I could see him putting Jovic out there for a few minutes. And there's ways to figure out the rotation because, you know, you're losing a backcourt guy in Herro. Do you want to start basically a front court, give a front court guy more minutes? It's kind of hard to do that with the current rotation, but there's ways to go about it.
Just kind of a big picture here question so far, Wes, with this season. What do you make of Jimmy Butler's year so far?
I don't know what kind of oral dental surgery he had in the preseason, but if he had some like laughing gas, I think he might have still been feeling the effects of that for the first week or so. He just looked slow out there.
Right.
Yeah, just super slow. And this isn't normal. And I think a lot of people kind of attribute like a coasting in the regular season to Jimmy Butler before he ramps it up in the playoffs. But he usually starts regular seasons off pretty well. Like he was averaging 22 points on 50% shooting through the first week and a half of last season. And this year it's been the opposite of that. His usage rate is at a low since he joined the Miami Heat. Like he's just a bystander in this offense. Not playing in the preseason, I think, hurt him. I think he probably made a mistake there, and so did the Heat. He needed to get at least a game in there to get his legs under him. But now he's starting to round into form, and I think we're seeing that happen here. I don't think that the Heat were better because Tyler Herro was out in the playoffs last year, but I think a positive from that was it sort of cleaned up the pecking order and it sort of forced Jimmy Butler to just do more and keep the ball in his hands and run the show. And I think we might be going in that direction here. I think we all have a tendency to be like, okay, next man up when a starter goes down. I understand why teams want to say that, right? And I get it. And there is a certain amount of truth to it, but it's really kind of top down. You need more of a trickle down effect for those next men up to really step up in a meaningful way. Asking guys who are worse than the player who got hurt to do what the player that got hurt does is not a good strategy. You actually need your best players, Jimmy Butler in this instance, to just do more. That's what star players do. Does Jimmy Butler want to take on that kind of load at this point in the season? Probably not, but he doesn't really have a choice.
I'm curious, is this the Kyle Lowry we're going to see until Tyler gets back? Because he seems to have probably the best awareness on the team as far as what is needed. He takes very timely threes. He knows when to be aggressive. And last game without Tyler Herro, he was extremely aggressive. Can we count on him to kind of pick up that slack? Because it's going to be different, but it's going to be very similar in the shots that they take. He's going to take maybe not as many threes. He's going to get to the rim. He's going to take a lot of mid-range jumpers. So that's the guy I look for and say, you know what, if he gives you 15 to 20, that's about as much as you can expect from him. And then Jimmy can pick it up a little bit, and you kind of make it up with two guys instead of one.
Yeah, I think when you, again, go back to the formula last year when Max Strus stepped in for Tyler Herro, one of the benefits of him was, hey, he's just going to shoot. The ball's going to swing to him. He's going to shoot. Green light, go for it. Gabe Vincent did the same thing, right? Especially in pick and rolls with Bam Adebayo against drop coverage specifically, which the Heat are going to see a bunch of that during this trip. It was, hey, green light, go for it. We just need the shot making, the shot taking. I think you're exactly right. I was so impressed with what Lowry did against Memphis. There was an awareness of the moment, what it needs.
Right.
I was a little worried, right? Because he could also maybe retreat to his comfort zone of, hey, I'm a playmaker. Tyler Herro's out. Let me set the table for everybody else, which is the opposite of what Miami needs. The Heat don't need to replace Tyler Herro's playmaking. They need to replace just the scoring. And we saw him with a season high, whatever it was, 17 points against the Grizzlies. They're going to need more of that.
You think Bam keeps this aggression up? Because one thing that has been noticeable early on this season, he's getting to the free throw line a ton, man. He definitely seems to have that switch, and not necessarily, aggressive's always been a buzzword with him, but it really does feel like he has flipped a different type of switch with attacking guys at the rim.
For Heat fans, I would ask you to do this. Look at Bam Adebayo's scoring clips from 2 years ago and look at what he did against Jaren Jackson and Anthony Davis this year. And it's a different player. And Rudy Gobert, it's a different player. He developed that kind of 15-footer free throw line jumper last year, in part because he wanted to float away from those guys. Hey, these guys are bigger than me. Let me see if I can get shots over them. And that was really important for his development. But the next obvious counter was, now that they're playing up on you at 15 feet out, can you put your shoulder in them? Can you get by them? Can you get to the basket? Because as much as we love those mid-range shots, they're not the most efficient looks. You really want to get those shots right at the basket. And he's doing that more now. He's not like, even last year when he had that free throw line jumper, he was kind of like floating away when he rose up, and he would like give up like a foot or two, and like 13 footers became 15 footers, 15 footers became 17 footers. He's kind of doing the opposite now. Right. Like now these 15 footers, and he's sort of just jumping into guys, or he's got like this nice jab step now, or even better, like sometimes there's not even a move. Sometimes he just takes his left shoulder and just moves the guy out of the way. And that's my favorite version of Bam Adebayo.
He looks a little stronger, and I think it looks like it's paying off for him too. Like he's really become more imposing, it feels like.
Now you're getting 2 or 3 feet closer to the basket as opposed to further away, or even better, you're getting all the way to the rim. I love what Bam Adebayo has done. I think we'll continue to see this aggressiveness. I think with or without Tyler Herro, that was just a point that they wanted to make with him, specifically too. Getting to the free throw line is going to be so important for him. And I think this is just the version of Bam. I think this is his offense now.
Before we get you out of here, Wes, I need your reaction. Tomorrow, Heat take on the Atlanta Hawks. What do you think of this? This was their advertisement they had just put out on the web.
Only Hawks fans know what they really want to see. And only Hawks fans know just where to get it. The all-new NBA in-season tournament. Join in and wake up your wild side. Hot 5-on-5 action.
What the hell?
Did somebody hack their Twitter account? What is that?
Dude, I don't know. DeJounte Murray came out and said, please delete this. I don't know what that is, but it has 30 million views on Twitter.
I don't like fully even understand it. I
didn't know what it was for. I thought it was for the fan store. I didn't know it was for the in-season tournament. I thought, go
if they lose
your Hawks stuff.
If they lose 3 straight games, we know why. It's because of this video. That's awful. I think they need to make an investigation. They need to see if somebody hacked their account, because that looks like a joke. With that hot 5-on-5 action whisper at the end, like it's not. How is this real?
It's too sensual. Bernie would never.
Here's the worst part about this, because I'm stupid, right? And guess what I go? I go, hey, why is the mascot talking? Mascots don't talk.
That's exactly it. Harry the Hawk.
You know what the in-season tournament is? I feel like they don't really fully understand what the in-season tournament is. Like anybody else, like, is it an orgy? Like, okay.
We're all very confused by it. Leroy asked, he goes, was Monday in-season tournament? Like, when
I don't know. Like, when do they play these games?
If lava, it is an in-season tournament game.
That's if it's a weird court, in-season tournament. That's
they're doing it exactly. They're doing it exactly like soccer. Is that you play 3 league games, and then you go back and play one of those same teams, but this is for America's Cup.
Very strange.
Right. Yeah.
Very strange. Go check out Wes Goldberg on Locked On Heat. Him and Dave Vermeil do a fantastic job. Wes does a great job because he catches work, covers the Heat. Where can people follow you on Twitter, Wes?
WC Goldberg.
WC Goldberg. Check him on out, and does fantastic work. Thank you, man. Appreciate the time.
Thanks
Wes.
guys.
There you go. Wes Goldberg, always fun talking to you.
I feel like
you feel dirty.
I feel like JFig, like uncomfortable. Like I
want to kill that bird.
Wait, what's not to like?
You like the Horny Hawks.
Hey, come on, sex
Only
dolls. Why
Hawks
not?
fans know
I
what
think
the
there needs
real
to be more
action
of that.
is. only Hawks fans know what they really want to see. And only Hawks fans know just where to get it.
Isn't OnlyFans gonna sue
Mascot.
The all-new NBA in-season tournament. Join in and wake up your wild side. Hot 5-on-5 action.
That's good.
I think even the mascot is saying, "Are we really doing this?"
They missed a good opportunity to go the in-season tournament.
Oh, Dan,
Dan,
can I
who
just
knows
say
you?
something, Dan? I've never been more uncomfortable around you than you tried to pitch this. Like,
I mean, it speaks to me. Who doesn't like in-season tournament with a mascot kind of frolicking around in the sheets?
The mascot, he is frolicking.
How did that shoot go to, by the way? So, kind of, make it sexy. Let's go.
Can you
like,
just be a little tease, Harry the Hawk, with your?
Is that a lady hawk?
No, that's Harry the Hawk.
Oh, so. Oh.
His name is Harry the Hawk?
Harry the Hawk.
Oh, Lord.